Tonight's the night. And it's going to happen again and again.
There is a great disturbance in the Force. I have felt it.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday Night Live. Who's ready to rock and roll? We got some things to talk about tonight. It's going to be a wild party, ladies and gentlemen, and it's a happy long weekend for all us Canadians up here for Victoria Day weekend. Let's go! Let's go. How's it going, everybody? I hope everybody's doing well out there. And listen, man, there is a very specific reason. First of all, this is not going to be 6.5 hours. I'll tell you that right now, okay? It's not going to be 6.5 hours. It's going to be a very short episode, probably 2 hours, like an XNC, okay? That's right. Dover, this is just for you, buddy.
Welcome to hell!
Let's go.
Motherfucker!
That's it. That's what I'm talking about. And we're all here. Now, there is a very specific reason why we're doing this tonight. And it's actually my main topic of the evening, and this is why I wanted to talk about it. Why? I'll tell you why. Because for all the good that Microsoft has done this first quarter of the year, they really pissed me off. All right? They really pissed me off. And I'm going to get into that. That's going to be the main topic tonight, okay? It's going to be the main topic tonight. Superiorly pissed me off. Now, the thing is, I could be like, well, Mag, how come you're not playing Forza Horizon 6? Well, bingo! That's why I'm pissed off. Thank you, Magnum. He says hit the like button twice, ladies and gentlemen. Twice. Not once, twice. I know Friday, literal table, you're going to hear all about it. Don't worry about it. I'll let a little suspense build in there. Jerichus, Bericus, 8-hour banger. Yeah, you out of your mind? Now, listen, first of all, let me tell you guys what happened today, all right? Before we even get started on the show. I did 7 hours. 7 hours of yard work today.
Yeah!
Now, I know, like, most people don't even really care, whatever. No, Dove, it's got nothing to do with PS5. It's got nothing to do with Forza Horizon 6 being on PS5. But like I said, I'll let the suspense build, okay? I got my Xboxes right here. I got 2 of them. 2 of them right there, okay? That's not the issue. But we'll get into that in a little bit, okay? So anyways, I did 7 hours of yard work today, okay? It was actually for the literally, this is the first day we've had of spring that actually was spring. The rest of it has been miserable, cold, single digits, pissing rain for 2 months. It's been absolutely horrific. We haven't had a spring. It has been raining for like 60 effing days. I can't swear yet because we're too early in the show. And cold. And I'm not talking about like normal, like, oh, it's a little bit, it's spring. It's not as hot as summer. No. I'm talking like 6 degrees from snow. Okay, it's been like 7 degrees, 8 degrees. I know for the Americans, they don't understand what I'm talking about. But I know everybody, Australia and UK and Europe, you guys know what I'm talking about. Let me figure it out here. 8 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. Okay, so it's been on average for the last 2 months, it's been in the 40s.
Oh!
Okay, for all my American friends out there. It's been in the 40s for 2 months. And I couldn't cut the grass, couldn't do nothing. And then every time the sun goes, hey, man, how's it going? All of a sudden, the rain just goes, nah, bruh. You're out of here. You're out of here. That's it. Gone. See you later. It was back to rain. You know what I mean?
Fucking warrant. Don't ever go over my fucking head again. You motherfucker, you.
There you go. Joe Pesci saying it just like the rain was saying to the sun for like 2 straight months. Miserable. So today, it is actually nice out. It was in the 70s today. Low 70s, so let's not get excited here. So it was like maybe 70, 71 degrees for my American friends. For everybody else, it was 20 degrees, 21 degrees Celsius, right? So anyways, I finally got outside. I had a ton of work to do out there because literally the place was just like being overgrown for like months because you couldn't get out there. The whole neighborhood looked like it. Funny enough, today, it was like a symphony of lawnmowers, trimmers, leaf blowers, chainsaws, like all kind, like the whole neighborhood came out and started fixing up their lawns because it was the first day we've actually had that wasn't miserable since like literally February. It's been awful, or March, whatever. It's been awful. Absolutely horrifically awful out here. Anyhow, 7 hours of back-breaking yard work, cutting the grass, doing this, pulling weeds. I got the big gas trimmer, doing all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like everything. Cleaning the gardens, setting this, cleaning that, fixing up the back deck, the whole, oh, God, man. Now, the reason why I did all this stuff, A, because it was the first nice day of the year. The second reason why I did it is because all the boys are coming over tomorrow, the G5. All right, the G5 is comprised of myself, my two brothers, my cousin, the Doctor. You guys know the Doctor. He's been in here, right? And our friend Ryan. That's the G5. We are a symbiont circle. We are like the one ring of power. It cannot be broken. You know what I mean? So anyways, all five of us, the G5, we're getting together tomorrow. I got the back deck set up. I got a fire table to keep people, in case it gets a little cool at night. I got a bonfire going on in the yard. I got all these tiki torches that I installed and refilled with all citronella oil and all that kind of shit. And then I'm going to have the TV out there on a table out on the back deck so we can drink, we can smoke, and we can watch Ronda Rousey get her ass kicked by Gina Carano. Let's go! She gets one of those, even though she's not Asha Sharma, but she's getting it anyway. Anyhow, so we're gonna be doing that tomorrow. So yeah, we're doing the show tonight. We're gonna do. I got a lot to get off my mind because there's a lot of news that went on this week and a lot of things I wanted to talk about. On top of the fact that we did a 6.5 hour podcast, if you can believe that, on Tuesday night, and I didn't stop talking for 6.5 hours. It was actually pretty amazing. Hero down under. How are you, mate? How you doing, buddy? And oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, he is here. He is here, folks. The father himself, the priest, the man of the cloth, Father Alex has joined the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Father Alex is here. Good evening, Father Alex. Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. It has been far too long since my last confession. These are my sins. So anyhow, let's get into video game talk. Jerichus, I'm putting $100 on Gina Carano. She looks in shape, dude. She lost almost 100 pounds. She's got fast hands. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's going to be a good fight. Either way, it's going to be a good fight. Listen, I'm not putting $100, okay? Maybe I'll put like $20, but either way, I'm going to put some kind of bet in there because I got a line to MGM in Vegas, right? So I'm like, well, we'll see what the odds are like. Maybe it'll go up from there. I don't know. We'll see. But either way. Anyways, guys, let's get into it. Thank you guys for joining me, by the way, on my account. It did not get suspended, Little Table. It's nothing that bad. No. No, it's got nothing to do with that. Yeah. Bobby, hey, how you doing, buddy? Fuzzy Tomatoes in the house? Yeah, I know. Cleveland. Dude, you're in Ohio. You're literally like a 4-hour drive from me. So, like, you're right there. So, yeah, your weather is absolute dog shit, just like mine. It's been horrible. It's been the worst spring I think I've ever experienced. Like, you can't even call it spring. Oh, yeah, I can't wait to see the fight, Iron Balls. Yeah, me too, man. Yeah. It's going to be great. Going to be great. I know, man. Grandpa Barbecue Game Cat, that's right. This is Gina for the win, baby. And speaking of Grandpa Barbecue... no, we don't have a Grandpa Barbecue Game Cat. We have our other old senior citizen in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Here he is. And he comes in, he starts the show with a $10 super chat, and it's actually Grumpy Old Fart. I always get their names mixed up whenever I read it fast. Thank you so much, Grumpy Old Fart. Appreciate you, brother. Always love everything. And by the way, courtesy of Grumpy Old Fart, next week, by the way, we're going to be streaming 2 games next week. The first is going to be Forza Horizon 6, which I will be doing periodically throughout the week after MAGGCAST, obviously, maybe Wednesday. And then, of course, Friday night. No. We're not doing Forza on Friday Night Live. We'll probably do another I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 streams of Forza throughout the week. And then Friday, we are going to, speaking of Grumpy Old Fart, he donated to the channel. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be happening right here on this channel next Friday night for Friday Night Live. We'll be back to gaming. And Grumpy Old Fart says, for 10 Canadian dollars, he says, listening while playing Forza Horizon 6. Hi, everyone. Well, hello to you, my friend. What's up, PS Vet? I haven't seen you in a minute. How you doing? DOA, hey, oh, Sergeant Essential, K-Rock. El Nini's in the house. How you doing? Maven is in the house. How you guys doing out there? Okay, first and foremost, let's talk about this Grand Theft Auto thing real quick, okay? So, as we had heard, if you're not familiar with Frogboy's out there, and in the middle of one of his live shows, okay, this is what happened, folks. In the middle of one of his live shows, he gets an email from Best Buy, right? And he's an affiliate, whatever, on the affiliate. Yes, Maverick. Hey, Maverick, how you doing, buddy? Yes, I will be streaming 007 the week after. Yes, absolutely. And that'll be the week before I go to LA. Ghostbusters, you're saying the weather's even worse in the UK? Yeah, I don't doubt it, dude. I don't doubt it. It's been awful this year, man. I know this is not how global warming works, but I'm like, bring on the global warming. I don't give a shit. Just bring it on. Give me something nice. The only thing I don't want are giant insects like Australia. Fuck that. I don't want any of that nonsense in my house. I don't need 2-foot-long centipedes running around. Okay, I like the ones that are like this long because they can't evolve, because as soon as the fall comes, they all die and go back to hell where they belong. You know how it goes. So anyways, back to this thing. Hey, Bernie, how you doing, bud? What, Bobby? Get Bobby!
Yeah!
He says no one cares about GTA 6. Listen, man. So Frogboy gets this email. He's an affiliate for Best Buy. And turns out that Best Buy accidentally had sent out these emails saying that, by the way, we're doing this the pre-order thing. It starts on Monday, and it's going to run for 3 days. Now, here's the thing that was a little bit weird for me. Okay? Why 3 days? I just, like, it seemed like so bizarre to me because, like, once pre-orders for something go live, doesn't it just stay there for, like, ever? Like, until the game comes out? You know what I mean? Like, this is the way it is. It just stays there. So, like, why would they say, oh, it's from the 18th to the 21st or whatever the hell they said? And then I'm like, okay, whatever. But apparently now it's been corroborated by other sources. Now we got Insider Gaming saying, yes, absolutely. He heard the same thing. The rumors are true. They can confirm that it's going to happen. It starts on Monday. Now, with that, of course, would be the trailer, because you're not just going to open up pre-orders and not have a trailer. That's absolute nonsense, right? I made a video about it this week and talked about the exact same thing. I'm like, listen, man, not only are we going to get, of course, the pre-order starting Monday, which doesn't really make a difference. I mean, like, what the hell is the difference? You could literally pre-order like 6 hours before it releases, and you still get all the perks that, like, anybody who would pre-order it now. The reason why they're doing this, and I think we should know by now, is the reason why we're doing this is because they want those numbers for the earnings call that is on the 21st, right? Makes sense. What's up, David Merrifield? How you doing, buddy? Simon the Pyman's in the house. How you doing? LFL, how are you? Bernie, I think I said hi to you, Bernie, but I'm saying hi to you again. RPG! You gotta scream RPG whenever you see his name. Backstage Videos, how you doing, buddy? Yes, you know what? Backstage, thank you for bringing that up. That was actually going to be a point that I was going to make in a second. So here's the thing. So then I'm like, okay, well, they're going to drop the trailer Monday morning. They're going to have the pre-orders go live the second the trailer ends, right? So I think the last one was, if I'm not mistaken, the last trailer was 9 a.m., if I'm not mistaken. At 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So there's that. Guerrilla Tactics, what's up, brother? So what's happening is this. So you're going to have the trailer drop somewhere around 9 a.m. Eastern. That's what they did last time. And then from there, they're going to say pre-orders are live now. Go, right? And then everybody's going to go. They're going to go do the thing, do their orders. Now, the other thing that we're hearing now is that the pre-orders are going to have a series, okay, folks? Hear me out here. A series of bundles, okay? And they're going to have a whole bunch of different, like, pre-orders that you can do. Now, my suspicion, and this is a suspicion I've had for a very long time, is that there's going to be, the online is going to be, well, first of all, the online is not going to come out the first day that it comes out. It's going to come out like a month later, just like it did with GTA 5, just like it did with Red Dead Redemption 2, like the Red Dead Online and stuff. It'll come out like a month later, right? Okay, so I think we can all agree on that. Now, here's the thing. What Colt brought up, when we talked about this on XNC a couple weeks back, what Colt brought up was, he says, what if they charge $70 for the base game, but it's $80 or $90 or $100 or whatever for the bundle with GTA 6, the game, plus the online. Right? So that's a thing. So I was wondering about it. So like, I'm like, you know what, Colt, you might be right. That would be their way of charging more without charging more, right? And this is this kind of bullshit that I'm starting to piss me off. What's up, Deceiver? How you doing, man? And this is what Microsoft has got. I'm going to dovetail right into that Microsoft topic right after this because I'm pissed off. Okay, but we'll get into that in a minute. This is the kind of bullshit that they're going to try and get away with, the scumbag behavior, that what they're going to do is go and say, hey, you see, we didn't lie. GTA 6 is $70. Oh, you want to play the online? Well, go fuck yourself. It's $90. It's going to be like an extra $20 or an extra $15 or an extra $10. American, of course, not for us who have to suffer up here, and in Australia who have to suffer just as much because our dollar's worth nothing, even though our cost of living is more expensive and our taxes are higher. But hey, you know, whatever. Anyways, here's the thing. They can do that, and they will get away. And you know what the thing is? They'll get away with it. 100% they'll get away with it. People will do it anyway. They'll just be like, oh, whatever, just take my money. Right? And whatever. And that's what they're going to do. And that is how, ladies and gentlemen, that is how they're going to get away with charging, quote unquote, $70, but still charge you the $80, $90, or $100 that the industry actually wants to start charging for video games. Yeah! I'm telling you now, this is how it's going to happen. And it's already been happening. As we've already seen, these companies with these predatory practices with the, oh, well, you get 2 days early access, or you get 3 days early access, or you get 4 days early access, whatever, right? And it's like, okay. Because the reason why they're doing that is not to help you out. This is their way of charging you what they actually want to be charging you instead of 70. That's what's happening. And people are opening their mouths way big, and they're not even thinking twice about it. That is how they're going to do it. So they're going to be sneaky. So what I want you guys to do, folks. What's up, Recovered Souls? How you doing, man? This is what's happening, okay? What I want you guys to do is be discerning customers. Garflog, I haven't seen you in forever, man. How you doing? That's what they're going to do. CDB, how are you? Exactly, I know. CDB says in the chat, he goes, if GTA 6 is priced $120, people will still buy it because it's GTA. Yes. And that is how they do that. Yes, someone clipped that. Hey, K-Rock, how you doing, man? So, you know what I mean? This is what they're going to do. And people and people are just, they know that they can get away with it. And this is where it comes into play with the Forza situation, which I'll get into, like I said, in a minute. And they piss me off as well. Microsoft is not off the hook for this one. Fuck that. I will say it to their face when I get down to LA. I said that, you know, I'll like I said, we'll get in that in a minute. So this is what's going to start happening moving forward. These companies are going to become more predatory. Seth Monsters, how are you? Okay, and they're going to say, well, we can't charge 70 because we don't want them to riot. We tried it with Borderlands 4, $80, and then people try to take, what's-his-face, Suge Knight's head off over there at, at Gearbox. Randy Pitchford. I call Randy Pitchford the Suge Knight of the gaming industry because the guy's a savage gangster. Like, he needs to be behind bars. He's a wild man. What's up, Polly Bob? I haven't seen you in forever. What if GTA 6 isn't great? Yeah, no kidding. And so you know what they're doing? They're like, all right, we tried it with Borderlands. It failed. Everybody like lost their minds. Social media exploded. Y'all remember that? Come on, we all remember that. It just happened in the fall. Outer Worlds 2 tried to do the same thing. Let's also not forget, they tried to do the same thing. They tried to charge $80 for that game. Yeah, okay, it was in Game Pass. But for everybody else, they were trying to charge $80. Then they saw the backlash. You know, whatever. Nintendorks, they deserve everything they get. They deserve everything. Hey, Joey Abs, how you doing, eh? I'm only saying that. I'm just kidding. I have a lot of friends who are Nintendo friends, and they're very nice people. But there's a lot of Nintendo assholes out there, because when I did my Nintendo video complaining about a price hike at a console, they came after me and defended Nintendo for raising the price. Can you imagine these people? I'm like, guys, take it out of your mouth and take it out of your ass, because that's what Nintendo's doing to you, and you guys are just sitting there smiling. Go back to your furry conventions and get out of my chats. Or my comment section, not my chats. The chat people are awesome. You know what I mean? Piss me right off. Christopher, how you doing, buddy? Christopher, that's part of what I'm going to be getting into, man. Polybaba, I'm going to be getting into that as well. Now, that is going to be the thing moving forward. Now, let's move right into this topic. Because this is the whole reason why, this is the whole reason why I'm not gaming tonight. And I wanted to do a MAGGCAST because I'm like, I'm not paying that fucking upgrade premium price for Forza Horizon 6. It is disgusting how much they were charging up here in Canada. Fuck that. Excuse me. I'm going to be swearing a lot tonight because I'm pissed off. Funky Playbox, how you doing? So I'm not playing it tonight. I would have been playing it right here with you guys, with the maggots. We will do it next week. Don't worry about that. We will do it next week. And of course, like I said, channel members, you guys got that. You guys, there's a reason why. I mean, it's one of the perks of being part of the channel member. You get to play with me directly, and we get to stream right on the. You know what I mean? Apart from the Discord and all that other stuff, you know what I mean? So we'll be doing all that. Okay. Now the thing is, I would have been playing Forza Horizon tonight. So I said to myself, I'm like, okay, well, I got Game Pass Ultimate for 1 month, right? So I could play Mixtape, Replaced, and Forza Horizon in 1 month, and then off I go. Cancel it. Done. Because the other Xbox games that are coming, the other Xbox games coming out this year, I'm buying on PlayStation 5 so my wife can play them. Because we game share, and I'm like, why would I, Anyways, here's the thing. So I go into the thing, and now Game Pass Ultimate went down in price, but it's still $30 here in Canada, okay? Because it was $40 before, now it's $30, okay? It went down, and then plus the tax, and of course the exchange rate and all that kind of jazz. So it's still $30 up here, okay? So it's $30 a month, and then I go to the thing, and I'm like, all right, well, let me see how much it is. It can't be that much. It's just an upgrade, right? It's just an upgrade. Yeah, okay, it's got like, the DLC packages and stuff that obviously are not released and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, let me go check it out. You guys ready for this shit? $90 fucking dollars.
Yeah!
No, you ain't getting that from me. You ain't getting that from me. $80 plus tax. And my tax here is egregious in Canada. Y'all know. Anybody in Canada, y'all know this. So you wanted me to get like a weekend of early access, which, by the way, it's the long weekend anyway. I go touch grass and I touch ass. I don't have time for video games on the long weekend. We got things going on in the summertime. You know how it goes. Nick, how you doing, buddy? Should I repeat that? $90 Canadian. I have to specify that. That's right, Hero Down Under. $90 Canadian is basically the full price of the game, because the full price of the game is $89.99 plus tax, so there's a difference of $10. There's a difference of $10. What's up, Creed? What's up, Creed? Come on, Creed. Come on, paper champion. Better get that bad look off your face before I wipe it off. Ramon, how you doing? Yeah, bro, $160 Canadian. No, sorry, absolutely not. And this is where I got really mad, because I was sitting there thinking about it, and I'm like, I'm not paying $90 for your upgrade. $90 for the upgrade, not the game, for the upgrade. What? Are you serious? And I'm like, my plan was to play it tonight on the channel. I thought it was going to be, I don't know, $40. I think past ones were around $30, $40, whatever. $90? And if anyone doesn't believe me, I'll put it in like what the hell they go, like the checkout box, whatever, like in your cart. I'll pull it up and I'll show you the thing with tax right there on the screen. $90. And I'm like, I want to talk about this on the show. I don't even want to do this. I don't even want to just be like, guys, sorry, no gameplay tonight, whatever. It's a long weekend. I could have just walked away, but I'm like, no. You're getting all this fucking smoke. All of it. Hey, Rambo, how you doing? That is disgracefully expensive. That is predatory. And here's the thing. Just like GTA 6, and this is why I brought it up, is just like GTA 6, Microsoft knows damn well that Forza is a very popular franchise, one of the most popular franchises on the planet, and certainly I would say it's actually, now the thing is, because of the frequency of which the Forzas come out, I would say that it's more, I would think it's more popular than Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo, I mean, Jesus. They take forever between games or whatever, right? So there's not as many. So the release cadence of the Forza games are obviously much more, it used to be like every year. One was a Horizon, one was a Motorsport, then it was Horizon again, then it was a Motorsport. It was kind of like Call of Duty, right? And like you would get, well, maybe it wasn't every year, but you know what I'm saying? Like the release cadence was closer. And because of that, you had millions and millions of people buy it. So by sheer volume, as well as quality, sheer volume and quality alone, I would think it's the biggest racing franchise on the planet. Right? So, you wanted me to pay my $30. Now, this is the thing. Now, this is what I wanted to break down a little bit. So, you want people to consume on Game Pass. I get it. That's one of their options. They're like, well, if you want it on Game Pass, you will. It's not like you're not getting it, but you have to wait till Tuesday. Now, if you want the upgrade, obviously, you'll get that DLC, which is worth it because the DLC is actually pretty, they're pretty good. But is it $90 worth it? No. I see what they're actually doing. I see what they're doing. They found a way around Game Pass. You know why? This is going to be very controversial for a lot of people. My personal opinion is this. What's up, Rambo? How you doing? They're not confident. The new management, Asha, that is, I don't think they're confident with Game Pass anymore. And they're realizing this thing is a problem. And now you're charging almost the price of the full game for an upgrade because they know damn well the hardcore is going to do it. Well, guess what? In a way, even though for the Americans it's $20 cheaper, because I believe if I'm not mistaken, guys, isn't it $50 American? I think it's $50 US, right, for the thing? $90 for me. Fucking shit. Yeah, Bobby, I know the DLC is not included in Game Pass, but what I'm saying is this is a predatory practice because they know that people are going to buy it early. They found a way to charge you almost full price for the game and have you subscribe to Game Pass. Because they know that Game Pass alone is not enough anymore moving forward. I'm telling you, I'm not saying that's fact. I'm saying I think that is exactly the mindset that is going on there right now. And it has been for a while, hence Project Latitude. As well as, some dwindling numbers, whatever else. Yeah, they're still making money. I'm not talking about any of that. They're making billions of dollars. In fact, if anybody needs to know, Microsoft is actually making more money than Nintendo. Did you guys know that? Nintendo sells more hardware. They may sell more games, but overall, Xbox specifically, is actually making more money than Nintendo. So before anybody calls me some kind of a fucking pony or this and that or whatever, you know what I mean? Right? I'm just pointing out the facts here. And that's why I wanted to get on the air tonight, because I needed to get it off my chest, the grievances that I have about it. I realize what they're doing now. And in a year, this is interesting. What's up, Emperor Hound? How you doing, buddy? Meat Puppets in the house. Did I say hi to you? I'm not even sure I said hi to you. Here's the thing. They know they've got 5 flagship titles this year. We've talked about this 1,000 times, right? I think that this is going to happen for the rest of the year. I think this is the way to get people into the game early, make the extra money off of people, because Game Pass is not enough. It's sustainable. We already know that. But it's not profitable enough. There's a difference between sustainability and profit in order to actually move the business forward, where they can take money from that and put it back into the studios. It's not enough. So yes, it is sustainable. But beyond that, I'm starting to think that maybe that thing wasn't a great idea. But anyway, whatever. I'm not going to get into all that bullshit. I just wanted to talk about the Forza Horizon 6 thing, because I'm like, charging $90 for us up here, okay? I'm going to be very specific once again. I don't know what they're charging in Australia. I know, Deceiver, you love the song. I'm going to play it again. There we go. It's a great song. Seth Monsters, I know it's not a new practice, but it's never been this high. It's practically it's literally $9 less than the fucking game, man. How are people not pissed off? I know, $20 for Americans, but still, for me, It's $9 cheaper than buying the full game at full price, just for the upgrade. Thank you, Sergeant Essential. You're 100% correct. Yeah, Creed. I don't give a shit either. I'm waiting, but it kind of messed up my plans for tonight because I did not expect that kind of a sticker shock just for the upgrade. That's insane. Iron Balls is saying it's 189 Australian dollars.
Yeah!
You know what I mean? Anyway, I was pissed off. I was just like, I would like to do that. I would like to play it early. I don't mind dishing off $40, $50. $40, $50 is all right because I'm going to get your DLC, right? And then I get, whatever. I don't give a shit about the car packs and like, oh, here's a car pack. I don't care. The main game has enough cars. I'm happy with what they got. I'm happy with the amount of cars. Every Forza game that I've ever played, I've played every single one of them. I'm happy with the amount of cars that I'm getting from them. And that's fine. That's totally cool. But to charge me $90 for that and then have access over a long weekend, like, come on, man. That is insane. You know what I mean? Funky Playbox is too late now, brother. Because tomorrow I'm busy, Sunday I'm busy, Monday I'm busy. You know what I mean? I got stuff going. I got family stuff going on. I got friends coming over. Long weekend. We got the Gina Carano fight tomorrow night and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? The bundle. Atreus, how you doing, buddy? He says the bundle was $35 US for Forza Horizon 5, though. Yeah, 35 is a far cry from. You know what I mean? Game Pass. I'm assuming your name is Game Pass Hunter. GP Hunter. How you doing, buddy? He's saying it's 95 Australian for premium. That's pretty close to us because your dollar is a little weaker than the Canadian dollar. Not by much, but just a little bit. He says for premium, if you have Game Pass, 189 is for the base game and premium. I thought, yeah, you might, yeah. I wouldn't know. I'm not able to access the Australian store. I'm just telling you what it is for me up here. So this is a very specific situation, folks. But still, you know. Yeah, hey, Beer Baron, how you doing? He goes, prices in Canada for gaming are ridiculous, man. Yeah, base games now are $100. I mean, that's with tax, but still, doesn't matter. I still got to pay tax, right? So, like, it's crazy. And then some of the games that they know that they can get away with, like, for example, if it's like a really high-profile game, they do this other thing here in Canada where instead of like $89.99, which is $10 more than the American price of $20 more, than the American price. Sometimes they'll go, nah, we're going to charge $95 plus tax. So now you're paying $107 or $106 instead of $100. So they find another way to squeeze $5 or $6 more out of you if it's a premier title. I'm like, what is happening? What is happening here? And in a year that you've got all these huge bangers coming out and whatever else, why is this happening? Like, I mean, there must, okay, the only thing I can think of, guys, is that they need to start charging. And I'm not saying just hear me out, okay, before everybody like crucifies me, because I know some people probably already pissed off at what I've said already. Oh, GP, not Game Pass. Oh, they're your actual initials. Okay, GP Hunter. Well, welcome, my friend. Yeah, Alex, you're not wrong. I could buy $59.99. I could buy Dying Light the Beast. Yeah, I want that game so badly. But again, it's one of those years where I'm like, I'll wait for a deep sale for that because I got so many games to play. I know this sounds like a first world problem, but like there's so many games to play and all that kind of stuff. It's crazy, man. You know. So it's one of those things. The long weekend Guerrilla Tactics for us is the Victoria Day weekend. Victoria for Queen Victoria. We are still part of the Commonwealth of Britain, so there is a little bit of that. So yes, Victoria Day weekend is this weekend. And then my American friends, actually someone asked in the chat, it goes, why are the Blue Jays wearing like army fatigues and they're playing in Detroit? And I'm like, well, probably because Detroit's a war zone. But either way, I think it's also to commemorate Memorial Day, which I believe for my American friends is next weekend. So now it's very interesting that happened because usually Memorial Day weekend and Victoria Day weekend line up on the same day. Now, of course, up here in Canada, because we're all a bunch of alcoholics that drink a lot of beer, it's also called the May 2-4 weekend because, generally speaking, you drink an entire 2-4 of beer over a weekend, which is absolute horseshit because most Canadians, we will drink a 2-4 in one day. You know what I mean? But anyways, yeah. So like I said, I'm starting to see the picture now. And I'm telling you right now, folks, is that what's going to happen, the trend moving forward. Now, I'm going to say all the big titles that are going to be coming out this year beyond what's coming out in the next week. Because I haven't heard anything for 007. There was no, I don't think there was like an early access for 007. I don't think there was an early access for Lego Batman. But I'm telling you, Gears of War E-Day, expect the same horse shit. I'm telling you right now. Now, I may be 100% wrong, okay? I may be 100% wrong and feel free to absolutely rip me to shreds in the chat. It's all good, man. Hey, man, listen, I'll take it right on the fucking chin, pause. I'll take it right on the chin if I'm wrong. I always do. But my gut tells me Gears E-Day, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto 6, Fable, maybe even Wolverine. I'm not sure. Maybe, probably Wolverine. Oh, you get 48 hours, like whatever. They did it with Soros, right? So, hey, there you go. They did it with Soros. You pay for the premium. You got 48-hour early access. Actually, no, I'm going to change my mind. 100% Wolverine's going to go through the same shit. So it's not just Microsoft. I'm pointing them out because I'm talking specifically about the Forza Horizon thing. Okay? That's why I'm pointing to them. However, they got all those other big games coming this year. Halo will not do it. You know why? Because Halo's a remake of a remaster. Okay? That's not going to happen. So I can tell you that right now, that is not going to happen. They're not going to be like, oh, by the way, if you want it early, it's an extra or whatever. You know, it's only like a $40 game or whatever, $50 game, I think. I can't remember how much it costs. But either way, right? It's not going to be like a full-fledged, like brand new game like Gears of War E-Day. Gears of War E-Day will do it. Wolverine is going to do it. Call of Duty is going to do it. GTA 6 is going to do it. Fable's going to do it. And this is going to be the trend moving forward. I'm telling you right now. Yeah, Ghostbusters, I don't think GTA will not have online day one. And I'm telling you right now, Ghostbusters, Rockstar is going to say, well, technically we didn't lie. The game is $70, but Colt brought it up, and Colt says, I bet you they're going to charge a premium to have a bundle of the base game and the online experience. Mark my words. Mark his words. I agree with Colt Eastwood 100%. 100% I think that that's going to happen. And like I said, this is a trend. But the thing is, I know how it works. And you don't think like Sony and Microsoft and all these third-party developers don't see what's going on? J-Man, what's up, buddy? How you doing, man? Oh, fuck, Legal Batman 2? Come on, man. Enough. Yeah! There we go. J-Man, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that for letting me know. Turns out Batman also has a 3 days early access, but you got to pay a premium for it. So you guys see what's happening? I'm sure you listen, man. Anybody who watches this show, you ain't stupid. You're smart. That's why you're here. Okay? You could see the forest through the trees. You guys can see the Matrix. You guys can see the numbers running down the screen like Neo. You're not like these fucking sheep out there who are just meh, meh, meh. Okay? You guys are smart. Therefore, you see what's going on. Now, whether you do it or not, that's entirely up to you. That's your decision. I would never, ever condemn anybody for saying, hey, I bought the $100 whatever, or I spent $90 on the Forza. Go ahead. I know tons of guys. They've been sending me pics all day. Not dick pics. They've been sending me pics of like them racing and stuff, right? And so they're like, hey, dude, check out this car I got, or check out this. I'm like, hey, man, that's awesome. And I would never say that. I'm not talking about the customer. Customer has the right to do whatever they want. They are the customer. My problem is with the company doing these predatory practices on people that are taking advantage of their emotional state because they know that they love those games. And they're going to continue to do it. And the reason why they're going to do it is because they know, one, they can get away with it, and two, they know that they're not charging enough money to be able to sustain future business the way that it's been operating as such. I'm telling you right now, $70 is not enough for them unless they sell a lot, right? Unless they hit a certain threshold, and then of course they're able to, pay back their budget, and then of course then from there make profit. Now, the profit doesn't go directly back to the companies all the time. The profit, the way it works is very similar to Hollywood. A gigantic like blockbuster movie tends to fund 10 smaller pictures from the same distributor. That's the way it works. Video games are no different. So if Sony has a game that's a huge hit for them, not all that money goes back to whatever, Santa Monica or Naughty Dog or whatever. It doesn't work like that. They get a portion of that. Then the rest of it goes over to fund other projects that may not be as big, or they need to get support teams or whatever. That's how it works. So I'm thinking that they're just not charging enough, and this is their way of doing it without doing it. You know what I mean? That's the way that they're getting away with it. They're like, we can't keep charging $70 for these games, so fine. Let's get FOMO in these motherfuckers, and let's get them all buying $100 editions. And that's what's happening. And therefore, they made their money. Now, if 1 in 4 does it, 1 in 3. Let's say 1 in 3 buys whatever, a premium edition or whatever. All right? And they're charging $100 for it. Well, now you just paid for 3 people, right? Because 10, 10, and 10. They would like to be charging $80 a game instead of $70. Well, that's how they do it. They're hoping that 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 will buy a premium edition of a game or whatever else and get that FOMO, get the early. And what do? It's always the early access. Now, the other thing is, there's another angle. Sorry, I had to turn off the bass heater. It was getting too damn hot in here. Here's the other thing. They know they can also get away with it because they know that streamers, okay, YouTubers, Twitch, whatever the hell you want to call them, Twitchers. I don't even know what you want to call them. Right? They know that it's a race to who gets it first. Right? Who gets it first? So they're going to do that. They're going to go after these guys, and they're going to pay premium editions for everything because everybody and their mothers are trying to stream these days. And they know that everybody will pay for the premium to get 3 days early access to be showing the game before anybody else does. And even though a lot of people are going to do it, you want to be there day one, right? Right. That's how it works. When I played Sorrows the first day, when I played the early access Sorrows, I had over 1,000 people watching that show. You know what I mean? And that's what they're going to keep doing. And they're going to keep doing 2 days, 3 days, 4 days in case of this. Now, this is nothing new. But have you guys noticed, and please don't tell me you didn't. Of course you did. Have you noticed that it's not like all the time, not all the time, but most of the time now? Now, before it used to be once in a while, right? A big flagship or something. But you notice that like it's almost like every friggin' release that comes out now, they're all doing it. Because they know that they're going to do that with the streamers and everything else. Now, the other thing is, too, speaking of streamers or YouTubers or whatever, a lot of them get review codes. Right? So they're not paying anything for these games. They're getting them for free. So let's just say you have a YouTuber, here's your review code of Forza Horizon 6, whatever, blah, blah. Okay? So now you've got that guy who didn't pay a dime for the game, and they're like, well, this guy's going to want to play the game early. Do they get the same rights as someone who has to pay $90, or they just get the game and that's all there is to it? I guess maybe that's part of the perks. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure how it all works. Either way, listen, I don't mind that they do it. Sorrows charged me an extra $10 to get 24. I think, no, maybe it was 15. I think it was 15 for early access. That's it. So I got the early access, I got some bonus stuff, whatever else, and some like outfits and all that kind of stuff. I got to play it 3 days early. $15. And I played it. Mind you, it doesn't come with a DLC. I get that. But the thing is, can't you provide an option? Like, when is that DLC coming, guys? You know it's not coming till 2027. Pretty much. Probably. Maybe not. Maybe no. I doubt they would drop it in the fall. That would seem kind of crazy. Maybe they drop it when they do. Actually, maybe they do. They drop it somewhere around the PS5. I don't know. When the PS5 version comes out, who the hell knows? But all I know is this. To charge me $90 for an upgrade and not even the fucking game, just the upgrade, is insane. And if you don't think for 1 second that I won't say it right to their faces when I get down there, you're goddamn right I will. When I get to LA, don't be shaking my hand. Why did you charge $90 just for the upgrade? I'm like, do you not think that's maybe a little excessive for the upgrade? And, of course, everybody can say, well, you don't have to buy it. I get it. No one's forcing me to buy it. But it's still upsetting because it's something that I would have liked to do, and I don't mind supporting Xbox with my money, but not that amount of money. Hell no. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Can we like meet halfway, be a little reasonable? $90? Fuck out of here. All right, before we move on, I'm going to talk about something. We got Deakins coming in, dropping a $10 super chat. Let's go. There you go. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate you, brother. And thank you for the $10 super chat, man. And he says, for $10, he says, is it just me, or is growing your gaming backlog oddly satisfying, especially all the games coming this year? Yes, it's nice to look at the tiles. It's nice to look at the tiles. And it's nice to have access to all those things, assuming that we can afford every single bloody game that comes out, especially this year, D. But thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate you, brother. And we've got Glinzer, a member for 6 months. Hey! Thank you so much, Glinzer. Nice to see you in the chat, buddy. And he says, the hell's my soundboard doing? It's gone wild. Soundboard's gone wild. And he says, with his member chat, he says, 2026 is more stacked than Score magazine. Damn! Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Score magazine, man. Y'all remember that from the 80s and 90s? Particularly the 90s. Oh, yeah. This guy remembers that. Thank you so much, for, Glinzer, for renewing your membership, brother. And we got Meat Puppet coming in, dropping a $5 super chat. Let's go. Thank you so much, Meat Puppet. I appreciate you, brother. And for $5 USD, he says, Mag, to bypass the new trend, you preload the game for free in Game Pass, which I did, then $65 for the ultimate upgrade. Like 65 Canadian? That actually wouldn't be that bad. I'd buy that for $1. Ah! Sorry, Ghostbusters, you put it in the chat. I had to say it. If you're talking 65 Canadian, I might bite. But not 90. No, 90, you can keep the game. I will play it next week. I will play it next week. For me, it comes out Tuesday. I have Ultimate Game Pass. Isn't that what that's what they wanted, right? You wanted to play. You want people to get on Game Pass. Fine. Here I am. It's on Game Pass. I will play it probably Tuesday. Not probably. I'll play it Tuesday for sure. I don't know if I'm going to stream it Tuesday, but I mean, I'm going to definitely be playing it Tuesday when it comes out. I'll be right in the morning and whatever. Hey, Dallas, how you doing, buddy? You know what I mean? So, I mean, I'll get up, do my thing, whatever. And then eventually, at some point when I'm finally free, I will absolutely sit down and play Forza Horizon 6 because I love the Forza series. Forza 5 didn't hit as well for me as the other ones. I think that, FOMO's real, Creed, I know. The thing is, I think that Forza 3, I think, was my favorite of all time. If I were to pick a favorite of all time, let me know in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know. Beer Baron said something very interesting. Let me know what your favorite Forza Horizon. Just put the numbers in the chat. I'll read it. All in TV. How you doing, buddy? Beer Baron says, he goes, that's the double-edged sword of games getting a high score and rating. They'll immediately try to monetize off the hype. Absolutely. Now, here's the thing. They will monetize off the hype. That goes for both people. That'll go for streamers, YouTubers, whatever. And that also goes for the company well ahead of time. Because, listen, I'll tell you, when the company releases a game, they know that they know when they have a hit, and they know when they have a game that's mediocre, and they know when they have shit. They know. It's no different than Hollywood. When Hollywood comes out and they got a movie, like, we got the movie in the can. And it goes, this one's going to track like a turkey, man. It's going to be shit. Like, they know it's a shit movie. Same thing with video games. But then when they know they got something hot, and they know they got something with an IP that hits pop culture the way it does, I'm telling you then they're like, well, we got this. Let's monetize the living shit out of it. For example, Hogwarts Legacy 2 sold what? 35 million, 30, whatever the hell, I have 30-something million copies the original sold, right? You don't think they're going to charge a $90, $100 version, maybe $120 version to have 3 days early access to Hogwarts Legacy 2, and then you're going to get a stupid fucking hat with an extra Slytherin gown or something dumb like that? You know they're going to do it. because they know how popular the first one was. So what do? Prey on the public, prey on the streamers, prey on whatever, all that kind of stuff. And that's what they continue to do, because I think that we should be able to realize by now, folks, that $70 ain't enough anymore. And they know it, and we know it, and we don't want to pay it. But they're finding ways around it to make us pay for it anyway, because they know people want those games. And like I said, in my opinion, it's just my opinion, folks, it's predatory. It's not like a loot box predatory, but it's predatory nonetheless, because they know that they're sort of preying on your FOMO. They're preying on streamers, knowing that they have no choice but to buy that edition because they have to get their gameplay out before everybody else. Unless you have like 2 million subscribers, and who gives a shit? They could stream Kiln for like a week, and everybody will watch it, and the guy will still make millions of dollars. Nobody will care. But everybody wants that new hotness, and they know it. So that is predatory, in my opinion. That is predatory. It is not the same version of predatory, but it's still predatory nonetheless. And this particular situation is not only predatory, it's egregious. $90 is egregious. Even $50 US is insane. That's still $20 off from buying the game. What are they trying to tell you by doing that? You know what they're trying to tell you? They're trying to tell you that they need the sale of the game, not Game Pass. And so in a way, they kind of still got it from you. $20 in Game Pass, plus your $50 for there's your $70. They got their sale. And if you think I'm full of shit, that's fine. I mean, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Obviously. Then why did they do Project Latitude? Can someone answer me that if you disagree? If you disagree, I would be very interested. I would like to know. Why did Project Latitude happen? I'll tell you why. And then, people can tell me their opinion. But I can tell you exactly why, because I spoke to them. I spoke to the people who made those decisions. What did they say? Because they said because the sales are almost non-existent and Game Pass is not enough for the studios. And that's why they needed the sales. They needed the sales, not for the 30% whatever margins. That came after, by the way, I'd like to point out. After. Almost a year later. The decision for Project Latitude was a year before. You see what's happening now? And that's why they jacking the price for these early access and whatever. And I'm telling you now, Gears of War is going to be the same shit. And Gears of War will probably be just as expensive. Maybe not. Maybe it'll be a little cheaper. But still, they're going to find a way. They're going to be like, nah, man, we need these sales. We need these sales. We have Game Pass, so we're kind of stuck there. So they're gonna consume it in Game Pass, but we know there's a lot of gearheads out there, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of big Gears fans out there. They're gonna be like, yeah, fuck them. Charge them $50. They'll play it. And you don't think they're saying fuck them? They are. They don't care about you. That's why I keep saying, guys, stop evangelizing these people that work there. They don't care about you. They care about themselves and money. And that kind of goes hand in hand with the job, right? It's a job. I get it. I mean, it's a job. You can't blame them for that. It's their job. That's what they're supposed to do. That's what they want to do. That's what they need to do. You want to buy that big house? You want to buy that Ferrari? You want to do this? You want to buy that? You want to go on vacation every 3 months? You want to do this, that, and the other? Well, you got to make money for the company, right? You got to make a lot of money. That comes at your expense. My job, the Mag's job, is to do my best to guide people around the snakes, because I worked with the snakes. I lived with the snakes. I navigated rooms full of vipers every day for years and years and years. I know how these people move. And my job is to guide you people through the rooms filled with vipers and get you out the other side and be like, guys, I'm not telling you what to do, but at the same time, I've seen this before. Do this. I'm just going to give you some advice. Just save your money. Do this, do that. Cut this. Wait for a sale. Whatever I can do to save us a couple of bucks, because listen, at the end of the day, I'm still a customer too, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to help us all along. Devil Dog, how you doing, buddy? You know what I mean? Yeah, see Devil Dog in the chat. He says, hey, man, he goes, where's the early access? I was so bummed and not paying $120, American, by the way, to play it early when I'm getting it in Game Pass. I could play Horizon 5 for a few more days. Yeah, I know the Americans don't have a long weekend this weekend. We do, so it didn't really hurt me that much, but I really wanted to play it tonight for the show. You know what I mean? Hey, Sabina, how you doing, buddy? And like I said, hey, you're wicked hot. How you been, man? Now, the thing is, at the end of it all, like I said, I would never, ever tell anybody, like, saying, hey, man, oh, you bought the premium edition? You're a fool or nothing like. No, you're allowed to do whatever you want with your money. Whatever you want. You want to spend $200? Go ahead. Like, I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money. I'm just trying to guide as many people as I can around the way these people think, because I've been there. And that was one of the bigger reasons of why I started this channel, is because I've been nose to nose with these people, shoulder to shoulder with these people. I've been out to dinners with these people. I used to drink beers at the bowling alley with these people. And I can tell you this, they're out for themselves. That's it. They ain't looking out for you, nothing. They don't give a fuck about you. And that's the reality. And that's why I'm here. That gave me so much motivation to start, like, I mean, I always have my voice out there, but my voice and, of course, my video game knowledge and all the people I know in the industry and whatever else, all the people that I've worked with directly in the gaming industry and everything else, right? That's all part of it, too. But I think a bigger part of it, like, nagging at the back of my head, I'm like, people need to know. People need to know what's going on and the way these people are and the way these companies operate. And this example is a prime example, I should say, of exactly what I'm talking about. It's too much, and they know they can get it because they know people will literally piss themselves over a Forza game, right? I know. Like I said, my phone has been going off the hook nonstop with DMs and pictures and this and that, saying, "Oh man, I'm so excited," and I'm writing back. I'm like, "Dude, that's awesome! I'm so happy that you're happy and everything else." I'm just saying, doesn't mean it's right. It doesn't mean what they're doing is right in terms of their pricing. Their pricing is way too high. But then, like I said, once again, I don't want to keep bringing this conversation and run it in circles, but I'm saying, once again, we have to ask why they're charging so much money. Why? Because they know that what they're doing is not enough. And that brings us into another conversation. We're going to talk about exclusives right after that. But before we do any of that, I want to get back to the community, because the community is hitting up with some generosity, and I love you guys so much, and you guys are so amazing. So let's talk about it. And Glinzer comes in after renewing his membership and drops a $2 super chat. Let's go. Thank you so much, Glinzer. Appreciate it, brother. And he says, for $2, he says, GTA 6 makeup game of the year because RDR2 lost to God of War 2018. You might not be wrong there, buddy. You might not be wrong, my friend. Ghostbusters, biggest mistake you ever. Thank you so much, Glinzer. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for renewing your membership as well. And seeing that you renewed your membership.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
There you go. Welcome to hell, as always. The maggots rock. You guys rock. Ghostbusters, you're dead in the water, dude. He goes, Mag, I just got into Lego. I am 41, and it is so expensive. Dude, don't even start with the Lego stuff, man. Holy crap. Folks, listen, I've been bitching about, like, expensive video games for the last hour. Let me tell you something. There ain't nothing more expensive than Lego. Lego is insane. It's so insane it made my microphone jump up in the air. Watch. Insane. Lego is crazy expensive. It's like, oh, you want the Millennium Falcon? $1,000, bitch. You know what I mean? Oh, you want the Lego Harry Potter, like the Dursleys house? Here's $200. I'm like, oh my God, what are you guys doing? They're just blocks. But they're really expensive. Simon the Pieman comes and drops a $2 super chat. Let's go, Simon the Pieman. How you doing, buddy? And he says, for $2, thank you so much, Simon the Pieman. Appreciate you, brother. And he says, need to get you a he says, need to get you a kiss from a rose button. Oh, my God. Don't get that. You know what, dude? Simon, you're in trouble now. You just got that song. I could pay you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh. Yeah. You want that? I could do that. I also want to put the I'd buy that for $1. I want to put that in there too in the soundboard. I might do that, and I might do Kiss from a Rose just for you, Simon. I'll do that. I think that'd be really funny. The more I think it feels stranger, yeah. Okay, so finally I'm catching up with the chat here, and I'm looking at everybody's favorite Forza Horizon games, and what do we got here in the chat? Well, you got Christopher saying Forza Horizon 6, so you got the early access. Congratulations, my friend. CDB's got Forza Horizon 4. We got 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 1 to 3. Sorry, he said 5. Didn't play 1 to 3. 3 is the best, in my opinion. 3, 4, 3, 3. Well, it's literally okay. From what I'm seeing here, Maverick, there's nothing crazy about Forza Horizon 2. Forza Horizon 2 was a fantastic game. It was a fantastic game. Overwhelmingly, it's 3, as far as I can see. However, like literally one off is Forza Horizon 4. So there it is. It looks like 3 was the winner, which is funny. That's my favorite one. Forza Horizon 4 was number 2. And there was only one. No, there were 2 number 5s. So now, is it just meaning that? Hey, the Sousa, how you doing? Kiln is that game that what's it called? Double Fine made, the one with the fucking planters or whatever. Oh my god! And we got Grandpa Barbecue Game God coming in, dropping 5 Australian didgeridoos. Let's go! Thank you, Grandpa Barbecue Game Cat. And he says for 5 Australian dollars. He says, Mac, I'm telling you, just pay for PC Game Pass, then download on your Series X and S to play. It's what I do now. You could do that? What the fuck? Since when can you do that? Capitalism finds a way. Sabina, you're absolutely right. Grandpa Barbecue, did you just open my eyes to something that I had no idea? Hey, Lotus Esprit, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a while. I know you travel a lot, and I hope you're well. He said Forza Horizon 3 as well. Yeah, 3 is, Funky Period Blocks. Ponies say 5. What did you say? What was the magic word?
Ponies and ponies and ponies and ponies and ponies and ponies and ponies.
That's right, folks. Hey, man, you say the word, you know I'm going to play. You know I'm going to press the button, right? Oh, dear Lord. Listen, man. All right. My Xbox gamer tag? Or my Xbox gamer tag. It's I am the Mag. All capital words, all capitals, all one word. I am the Mag. And that's the same for, by the way, if anybody gives a shit, it's on Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch 2, and PC. All the same. I don't play on the PC. I just have an account, whatever. It's there. But everything for all my gaming platforms is I am the Mag, all one word, all capitals. So add me if you wish. I'm on everything. I play everything. You know how it goes. Now, a lot of the things I play, of course, like a third party this generation. Well, not this generation. I'd say in the second half of this generation has been on the PlayStation 5. Not because of the Pro, because my wife doesn't have an Xbox and she has a PlayStation, so we game share. And she loves the third party games. She loves Assassin's Creeds and all that kind of jazz. Oh, Guerrilla Tactics. What was I just smoking? Hey, Geppetto, how you doing? That was a raspberry vape. I know. Super manly, I know. Yeah. So there's that. But anyways, that's what I wanted to talk about with this whole situation. Yeah, the music in Forza Horizon 4 was fantastic, dude. It was awesome. It was awesome. Now, the thing is, let's talk about some other stuff here. Okay, we had some other things we had to talk about tonight. Okay, we talked about the GTA 6 thing. Like I said, it wasn't going to be like a monster show or whatever, anything like that. I just had to get a lot of grievances off my chest about that whole Forza Horizon 6 thing. It really pissed me off. Like, really pissed me off. Now, what I was going to dovetail right into was the whole exclusive thing. Hey, Tyler, how's it going, man? Nice to see you in the chat. There we go. Got some beautiful people in there. Hal, how you doing? More like I am the GOAT. Oh, you're the GOAT, eh, Hal? All right. So now we've talked about this entire situation, and I'm starting, you know, and like we discussed it a million times before. However, I just wanted to bring this up again because I feel that this is a glimpse into this entire situation moving forward with what Xbox is going to do. Now, we all talked about what Asha said. Asha said she's not going to be making the short decision. She's going to be making the right decision, or whatever the hell she said. Right? I always paraphrase that. But either way, you look at what they're charging, right? And like I said, this is all connected. And that's why it's so important. That's why it's so important. It's all connected. And that's the thing. Like, all of a sudden, Creed, it's not me. God damn it. That's the third person who's asked me. It's my daughter. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, hold on. Before I get into that conversation, because I'm getting into this whole thing where I'm going to get into like this whole X-Files, like, you know, like all the pictures on the wall with like, you know, tape drawing all the things that are lining up together. Like you're piecing together like a murder mystery. That's what I'm going to be doing in just a minute. However, hey, Pico Trek, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you, man. He was just saying hi in Xbox font. Hal is saying the music in Forza Horizon 6 is too good. I will find out Tuesday morning, my friend. Okay, so I'm gonna address this now before everybody loses their friggin' minds. Okay, Creed is already laughing in the chat. Okay, yeah, Simon the Pieman already taking his jabs. Eh? Okay, all right, guys, get all your jabs in. Okay, get all your jabs. I'm wide open. Look at this. You can just punch away. Okay. So I resubbed the Game Pass so I could play those 3 games, okay? I already got my 1,000 out of 1,000 on mixtape. Okay? Alex, we're going to be playing Forza Horizon 6 next week, man. So here's the thing. So I got my 1,000 out of 1,000 achievement points for mixtape. I'm playing Replaced up until the release of Forza Horizon. And then I'm going to be playing Forza Horizon 6. I was going to play it tonight, but I'm not paying that $90, so and so I was talking to my wife about it, right? And I'm like, hey, I got the Xbox. I got Game Pass for like a month or whatever, and I'm just going to play those 3 games, and then that's it. And like I'm not, recurring billing instantly turned off. Like, as soon as I sub, off. Like, you're not getting another Game Pass dime out of me. I paid for that service for 6 years, and I felt like I didn't get all my money's worth for the style of games that I prefer to play, right? That's just me. But I was still in there for 6 years, almost. Yeah, 6 years. I think after 6 years, I tapped out. You know what I'm saying? So I did that. So I tapped out after that. I'm like, if I want an Xbox game, I'll buy it. I'll just buy it straight out because I'm not interested in everything they release. That's fair. I'm a consumer, right? And like I said before, Gears, Fable, Call of Duty, I'll buy them. I have no problem buying them. Full price. Right? I just ain't paying $90 for your fucking upgrade. But anyways, you think it's bothering me a little bit? So I'm talking to my wife and I told her, I said, yeah, I got Game Pass. Oh, my kid's not far away. Oh, you got Game Pass again? Because they used to use Game Pass way more than I did. But they were always on my Xbox. You know. And they would just like whatever. Because like they're all ponies in this house. This whole house is full of ponies. I live in a stable. There's hay everywhere. There's sugar cubes on the floor. My whole house. Both my kids have PS5s. My wife has a PS5. I have a PS5 Pro, and I'm the only one who has Xboxes. But they used to come down here in my studio, and they used to play Xbox. Like, they used to play Cuphead. By the way, shout out to my kids, by the way. They got 11. You right, guys, ready for this shit? Go check out my achievement points. They got over 1,000, if not, I think even more, like almost 1,100 achievement points on Cuphead. Dude, that is fire. I don't know how the hell my kids did that, but they got over 1,000 achievement points on Cuphead. So they come down here in my studio when I wasn't here, and they would play my Xbox when I had Game Pass, right? So that's pretty crazy. What's up, Dead Time? Where the hell have you been? Where the hell you been? You just show up? I'm a little hurt. Pico Trek, did I say hi to you yet? There's a lot of names I haven't seen in a very long time. Jay Slayer, how you doing, buddy? And Hal comes flying in, has become a top-tier maggot. Let's go! Hal, thank you so much. Hal, guess what, man? You win the Grand Championship. You get to play Forza Horizon 6 with me, and when we go live on the air, your beautiful car and your beautiful face will be all over the game. So thank you so much for joining the top-tier maggots, man. I appreciate that very much. And now that you are a top-tier maggot, you get this.
Welcome to hell motherfucker!
Welcome to hell, Hal. And of course, anybody who joined the memberships tonight, if you haven't joined already, we have a members-only Discord. I'm sure one of our lovely mods in the chat will actually put it in there, the link for the members-only Discord, and then you can go check that out. There's a wild party in there, 7 days a week, day and night, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. It doesn't matter what time it is. Excuse me. Doesn't matter what time it is. That place is jumping nonstop. Thank you, Hal. Appreciate you, brother. Creed saying, I saw it. I was stuck on level 1 on Cuphead. Yeah, my kid's got over 1,000 achievement points on Cuphead. So anyways, the reason why I'm turning this into a story is because my kids, my daughter mostly, because my son is upstairs. He's got all his buddies. Like, my son's like an early teenager now. So, like, he plays, like, NBA with his buddies. And he's like, nah, bro, you ain't getting that slam dunk, bro. Like all the, like what a 13 or 14-year-old sounds like. Right? And, like, that kind of shit. And then I get my daughter down here. Starts fiddling around with My Little Pony. She's around that age. Without even a second's hesitation, I start getting messages right away. Mag, I hope you're enjoying. I think it was Devil Dog was one of them, actually. And then, of course, now we got Creed and we got other people in there all getting your shots in, eh? They're going, hey, Mag, what are you doing playing My Little Pony? What are you doing playing My Little Pony? What are you, Randall Thor? You playing My Little Pony? And I'm like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? I'm like, I played mixtape and replaced. I'm not playing My Little. And then I'm like, oh, it's her. And now I have to take the bullets. So go ahead, fire away. I'll take the shots like Sonny Corleone in the first Godfather. When he gets like shot up at the toll booth. All right, get it out of your system. You enjoying yourself? And Lotus Esprit says My Little Pony game is fire. Also, I wonder what the Metacritic. Yeah, Devil Dog. There you are. He's already laughing. Devil Dog. Not Devil Dog, Lotus Esprit. He knows what's up. What do you guys think the Metacritic for the My Little Pony game was? I don't even know what it's called. Is it just called My Little Pony, or is it like, Creed, exposed. There you go. You can have Banana Man tomorrow night. He'll have me on his show, making fun of me. Hey, Harry Ballsack, how you doing, man? He goes, my daughter discovered Minecraft on PC, and she won't stop installing mods. Dude, it's the worst thing. When your kids get a hold of your console and they don't have one for yourself, they start frigging around with everything, man. It's the worst. It's like when my daughter was using my my YouTube account, because I have YouTube Premium, right? And, of course, also being a content creator, plus having YouTube Premium, it's kind of a must if you're a content creator. So I'm on there. Well, she goes on my daughter goes on my account because she didn't want to watch commercials. She fucked up everything. Like, my algorithms were so thrown off. I turn it on and all I'm watching, watching building block videos. I'm watching guys doing Minecraft streams, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, what happened to my algorithm? Why is everything destroyed? Like, what happened? What is this shit? And then I'm like, oh my God, those kids got in my thing. The kids got into it, and I'm like, and then I realized it was her. And then she just you know how long it took me to get my algorithm back? Like 4 days. I was, all of a sudden, by the way, you know how YouTube works, guys. Even though you're like sub to somebody, you have the bell icon on and all that shit. So all of a sudden, I'm not getting video recommendations. I'm not getting all this. And you know what I mean? Stitchiest, how you doing, man? He goes, Mag, YouTube doesn't yell anymore. Are you up since long? Yeah. See, that's the problem, Stitchy, is what's happening right now, and this is what's been happening with my videos. Guys, I know you guys are here, obviously, but I got hammered by the AI algorithm once again. No, the AI, not the algorithm. I got hammered by the AI again, and it knocked my channel out of the loop. It happens like once every 5 or 6 months. And, hey, Guardian, how you doing, man? And so what happens is every 5 or 6 months, I get knocked right out of the box again. And I'm just like, come on, guys. I go from like 2,000 views a video, 3,000 views a video. And all of a sudden, I put out another video, 300 views. I'm like, what the fuck? 300. And then I put out another one, 250 views, 500 views. I'm like, what's happening? And then all of a sudden, after like 5 or 6 videos, shoots right back up, 2,000 views, 3,000 views, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then I'm finding out after the fact that they like knocked me out the box again, and the AI is just fucking, changing people's settings. It's going in there, changing your recommendations. It's turning off notifications for channels. It turns some people's channels into like children's channels, so you can't like get notified. Like, it's fucking insane, man. Lotus Esprit, he goes, the Metacritic for Pony is 69%. Yes! So anyways, yeah, it happens to me a lot. Hey, Ghost Gaming Station, how you doing, man? He goes, Mag, be drifting away from the sauce like Brian T from Tokyo Drift. What's up, Mag? How you doing, man? Nice to see you here tonight. Nice to see a lot of different faces than I normally get, like for MAGGCAST on Tuesday, but we're doing that tonight, folks. And I thought I'd do something different tonight. Hey, Randy Alhorn, what's up? You're getting a little of that. We got all the cream of the crop here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's fantastic. How's everybody doing?
Let the cream rise to the top, oh yeah.
That's right, Macho Man. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate it. Yes. Someone asked me a question a little earlier and I lost it, but damn it. Oh, there it is. The sounds like he was asking me. He goes, what's your prediction for Gears E-Day Metacritic score? I predict Guerrilla Tactics, knock it off, 67. No. Peppa Pig has a 72 on Metacritic. Fantastic. Boxes in the name. Yeah, all in TV. Yeah, here you go. Boxes in the name. I know Grindhouse Jez does that a lot. He plays that clip. It makes me laugh every fucking time. And he goes, Phil, what do you think about this? I don't know. He does that one, and then the what is the other Phil Spencer clip he does? It makes me laugh. Xbox Ally X. Every time Jez plays that, I always I just want to spit out my drink. It always makes me laugh. Xbox Ally X. He's like, Phil Spencer sounds like a pirate. It's fantastic. Subnautica 2 is a fantastic game, Creed. Yes. So, anyways, what do you guys think about this whole situation? There was one more thing I was going to get into, and then I'm going to put it out to the floor. You guys can ask me whatever, and then we're going to kind of tie it up from there. But I wanted to get into one more thing, and this ties into everything that I was talking about earlier. That's why I'm seeing this sort of web. And now you can tell me if I'm nuts. Like if I'm nuts, and you're like, man, Mag, I don't know. I think you're off base, whatever. Sorry, to answer your question, I think that Gears of War E-Day is going to be an 86. I think it's going to be an 86 Metacritic. I think it's going to start off at an 87, and it's going to go down 1 point. That's the stupidest thing. I know it sounds dumb. Nick, what's your prediction for Xbox Showcase? My prediction? Pain. My prediction is that I'll be there. I have one thing for you. Blade will be there. I hope that's helpful. Gears of War will be there. Yeah. I'm hoping to get my hands. So this is the plan. When they do the Gears of War showcase after the showcase, because they're doing the showcase, then they're doing Gears of War after, and then after that is FanFest, and I'll be there for all of that. I am really hoping. 88, Creed, you're saying 88? Tyler, they're trying to keep the price down. I'll address that in a moment. Hang on to your questions for a second, folks. I don't want to lose your questions. And I will answer as many questions as I can. I'm hoping to get my hands on Gears of War, even if it's just like a multiplayer beta or something while I'm at like FanFest. That would be fantastic. I would really like to do that. That's my plan. My plan is to not plan, excuse me. It's my wish, because I can't make it come true. They have to tell me. They'd be like, yo, we got, you guys have access to like the beta. You could sit down at like these terminals and you could play them for like 30 minutes or something. Like that would be pretty cool. You know what I mean? So I might be able to, like I said, double fingers crossed here. I might be able to get to play Gears of War E-Day when I'm there. And it would be fantastic to watch it. So there's that. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see how that whole thing goes. Now, to address this last thing I wanted to talk about before I open the floor to you guys, and you guys are already hammering me with questions already. I'll be quick on this one, and then I'll get into the questions, and then, like I said, we'll wrap it up. And then I got a bunch of stuff to get ready. Even though I did like 6 or almost 7 hours of like yard work today, I still got more shit I got to deal with inside because I got a bunch of people sleeping over my house tomorrow. So I got all kinds of stuff going on. So anyway, here's the thing. So I'm looking at this entire situation, not just with Forza. I'm talking about Forza. I'm talking about, like, you know, I was talking about with GTA 6, which guaranteed, I'm telling you Monday, it's a trend. You guys have seen it now. Like, even Lego Batman has pointed out to me, thank God, one of the maggots pointed out to me earlier, that even Lego Batman has an early access for extra money. It's a fucking Lego game. Even they're doing early access. But you know why? Again, once again, we should all have come to the realization, folks. Okay? We should all have come to the realization that indeed these companies know damn well that they need to be charging more than $70 per game. And I think we know, but it's almost like if you don't talk about it, it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that make any sense? Be like, hey, if you don't bring it up, nobody will notice. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of those things. It's like we all know in the back of our noggins, in the back of these melons we got on our heads, on our shoulders. I think we all know that that $70 is no longer sustainable for these companies unless they sell millions and millions of copies. But a lot of companies are not designed to sell millions and millions of copies. They're not built that way. Unless it's like some crazy like breakaway hit or something like that. But like they're not designed for that. And now $70 is starting to become unsustainable for these guys, and that's why this shit is happening. You could see it as clear as day, because if they go out there and just change the price to $80, everybody's gonna freak the fuck out. You know what's gonna happen? People are gonna stop buying games. The industry's gonna start to sag. There's gonna be like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a problem. So what are they doing? They're finding ways around it. And they're targeting people that they know will pay that extra money. And it's not even a $10 increase. You're getting a $20 increase, a $30 increase, a $50 increase, whatever. And if everybody doesn't do it, well, if one guy does it, he just paid for 5 people or 3 people or 4 people or 2 people, however much they decide to charge. And now this all ties into, okay, now I was talking on a broad spectrum there. Now let's narrow it back to what I was talking about with Xbox, specifically when it comes to the whole exclusive conversation. Now, I'm not saying this is fact. I'm certainly not saying that. Although I can't really tell you that stuff. There's some stuff I've heard that like it's a little bit too sensitive. I'm not going to bring that up just yet. That's for later down the road. We'll see if that all comes to fruition. But either way, a lot of this is being analyzed right now. And we know, and we've already said it, and I've said it before, Asha works on metrics, numbers, and all that kind of stuff. And that's what she's doing. Okay? But this all ties together. Because you're already seeing now that I think that Forza is only one of 4 games that are going to get those early access prices, and they're going to be expensive. And I think the reason why they're going to be expensive is because Game Pass is not cutting it for their bottom line. And that's why Project Latitude happened. And remember, Project Latitude happened almost a year before the 30% margin thing came up in conversation. It was already happening before that. Right? And that's the reason why, is that Game Pass is not enough for their bottom line. It is sustainable as a business, but no one said it's sustainable for all of Xbox. It's sustainable within itself. But it's not supposed to be. See, this is the thing that people don't understand. Like when a game for a publisher, one single game does not support itself. That's not how these businesses work. I've said it like about 30 minutes ago. I'll say it again. Okay? Certain games are supposed to support several studios. Some studios within that publisher will be able to support themselves, and then a small amount is able to pay, benefits for this company or whatever, and then healthcare for this one or whatever, vacation. You know what I mean? They all got it worked out. It's like an intricate web of bullshit, basically, is what it is. But that's how they operate. So like a Naughty Dog, like let's just say Naughty Dog or a Coalition or whatever, like one of the big studios, they're not there to support only themselves. That's not how it works. They take portions of that and it pays for other things. Okay, so we're all kind of clear on how that all works, right? Okay, so that's how that works. Like I said, it's the same in Hollywood. Okay, a big Marvel Avengers movie, not the new one, because the new one's going to be a loss leader, but we'll get in that into another conversation. That's going to be a loss leader film. They're trying to get people back into the MCU because everybody left because 5 years of absolute dog water outside of the Spider-Man movies. And Deadpool, which didn't belong to them. Both one belonged to Sony, one belonged to Fox, even though Fox is owned by Disney, but you know what I'm talking about. But other, like, let's say, like, Avengers Endgame or Avengers Infinity War. Avengers Infinity War pays for, like, 7 other projects put on by Disney. Okay? That's how that works. It's not like the Russo brothers and Marvel division are like, oh, and they just get all that money and they just walk away. It's not how it works. Yes, they get back-end deals. They get like the, they get residuals off the sales of the tickets and all that kind of shit. That's how Downey made all those hundreds of millions, right? That's how they do it. Now, it's the same thing in video games. Now, the thing is, when you look at Game Pass is not supposed to sustain itself and only itself. That's not how business works. Game Pass is supposed to support itself and put money back into the studios. Some of that is happening, clearly not enough, because they were lacking in sales. So what do? Well, we got to expand. It's the same thing that happened during halfway through the generation with Xbox One, when the first 3 years of Xbox One were fantastic. They were going toe-to-toe with Sony, no problem. I don't know if y'all remember that. Anybody was old enough to remember that. They were doing incredibly well. In the United States, they were neck and neck. And at one point, Xbox One, was starting to sell more than the PS4. They had some great games. They had a great launch lineup. They had, they had the exclusivity with, Rise of the Tomb Raider and stuff like that. And like, you know what I mean? Like they were doing it. And then all of a sudden things start to flounder around the 3-year mark or whatever. And that's when they decided we're going to go day and date with PC. There was a reason for that. You fast forward to 10 years, there's a reason why they're starting to sell their games on PlayStation. They're not doing it for fun. They're not doing it for fanboy nonsense. They're not doing it for arguments on Twitter or people making inflammatory videos on YouTube. They did it because that business model is supporting itself. Yes, it is sustainable for itself, but that's not what its objective was. Its objective was to also pay and support multiple facets of the Xbox division. You get it? I know you guys get it. So that's why I'm saying, now you look at this insanely overpriced upgrade. And people are buying it, and that's fine. People can buy whatever the hell they want. Do whatever you want, buy what you want. You're the consumer. Consumer has every right. But I'm a consumer too, and I'm pissed off. Because I'm not paying $90 just for the upgrade for Forza Horizon 6 and not even get the fucking game for that price. I could have buy the game for an extra $9. I could buy the game. And you know, Microsoft is going, oh, yeah, go. I double dog dare you. Go ahead, buy it. They want you to buy it. Because they need to boost those sales. So now when we talk about exclusivity, this is very interesting, folks. They want you to buy the games, not get it on Game Pass. Because if you don't, and you just continue to consume on Game Pass, which is fine, you have every right to do that. You're the consumer. If you want to pay, like I did, 1 month of Game Pass and play 3 games and then unsubscribe, absolutely. I have the right to do that. I'm a consumer. But I'm telling you what they want, not what you want. I'm telling you what they want. They want you to buy it. Because if you don't buy it, and Game Pass doesn't grow, and it stays the same, and it stays stagnant, and whatever else, and people pay their money and all that kind of shit, whatever, they can do whatever they want, then there's not a chance in hell you'll see exclusivity. Because the metrics won't be there. For now. Now, this is a very important year. Right? They got 5 flagship titles coming out this year. We've already talked about this ad nauseum, blah, 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 blah. We already know all that, right? We already know all that. And that's why they're going to be looking at sales. They're going to be looking at Game Pass growth, but Game Pass growth has to be substantial, not 1 million. That's not going to do shit. It's got to be 5 million. It's got to be 10 million. It's got to go up a significant amount. It's got to go up to like 45, 50 million with these big titles. You know why? Because if it doesn't, next year is not going to have as big titles. They're going to have titles, and they'll be big. You know, they'll have big, like they're not going to be as big as Halo, Gears, Forza, Fable, COD. They will not be as big. Blade. By the way, I've seen Blade. Amazing, right? Blade is amazing. I've seen it. I've seen gameplay. I've seen it running. You guys, it'll be, but it doesn't hold the same pantheon as a Halo. It doesn't hold the same pantheon. It's not in the same pantheon, as like a Gears of War, EA, and whatever, blah, 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 right? You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm saying I'm just looking at this, and I think that they're testing a lot of waters right now, and it's fine. They can do whatever they want. It's their business, not my business. I can't tell them what to do. I'm just saying I think they're testing a lot of waters with pricing, how people are reacting, how much people are, you know what I mean? What the IPs are selling more, how many people paid the pre-orders. My understanding is that the pre-orders for Forza Horizon 6 are in the millions, right? They're going to prioritize games like that. But at the same time, they're also going to have this predatory bullshit of charging almost $100 for me for just the upgrade. Fuck that. I don't care how much I like racing games. I'm not paying that. Not if you know what I mean? I'll wait. I'll wait for Game Pass. I'll wait for Tuesday, and that's totally fine. That's an option. Because they could say, hey, man, no one's twisting your arm to buy this. But I'm like, could you make it a little more reasonable? That's a little expensive, man. For an extra $20, you can buy any game you want that's out right now. All bangers, all Game of the Year nominations. Or you could just buy Forza Horizon 6 for an extra $20. And but you'll have to wait till Tuesday. And at that point, a customer would be like, well, fuck that. I'll just wait for Game Pass because I'm already subscribed. And right, you see what I'm getting at? They're losing out because of that. Because I think people would just be like, well, no. Now, a lot of people do love it, and they're going to pay for the premium edition, play it early, all that kind of stuff. And totally cool, man. You can do whatever you want, like I said. But I think that there's a lot there. But anyway, this is all tied together. And this is all very interesting to watch because what I'm doing is like I could see the spider web in front of me, and I could see all the webs going all these different directions. But at the end of the day, it all funnels down to one thing. The metrics that Asha is going to utilize moving forward. And she's going to be looking at all these numbers. And that's why I'm saying sales are going to be a big, not Game Pass, sales of these games and these upgrades and this early access stuff are going to be very important moving forward. Because you know what they'll do? They'll say, you know what? And you guys, you've heard it yourselves. You've heard people say, well, they should just remove day-and-date games out of Game Pass. They already removed Call of Duty. They already told you to go fuck yourself with Call of Duty, right? Hey, you're out, right? Lowered it down, but they took away your Call of Duty. Whatever, it's fine. I've already done that math, and it actually works out. If you actually buy Call of Duty at full price and you save that $7 a month or whatever, it actually works out to pretty much the same. So it'd be the same as what you're paying now, which is also what they want. So they got you paying the lower price, and you're like, oh, but if I'm a Call of Duty fan, well, I'm going to pay for that. We're like, well, now you're still paying $30 a month, and you didn't even realize it if you're buying Call of Duty at full price, right? So, or you can wait an entire year when nobody gives a rat's fucking ass about that Call of Duty because everybody's already in the next Call of Duty, right? They're like, oh, I'll go on Game Pass a year later. And I'm like, yeah, but that's when it's completely irrelevant. Nobody cares. Nobody cares at that point. Everybody's playing the new hotness. You know how Call of Duty is. It's a one-year cycle and everybody moves on. Not everybody, but there's always communities out there still playing the older ones. But I'm just saying, for the most part, the majority of people, as soon as you hit the 1 year mark, boom, they just move off to the next Call of Duty. Right? That's the way it goes. So now the thing is, and they're like, okay, well, you know what? We're not going to remove games off of day and date. Let's just say this happens, okay? And it says, this is just all, speculative, but these are conversations that I could see happening. It said, okay, well, let's not remove day one games from Game Pass. Let it stay in there. However, we're going to be doing this early access shit for all these games. So anybody who's in there and we're losing that sale, well, I'm going to make up $40-50 out of that sale every time. So instead of losing $70, they're losing $20. You see the genius behind the move? The genius behind their move. So all this roundabout nonsense and all this dancing and all this tap dancing and all of this and that and the social media stuff, all of it at the end of the day all boils down to, just like a casino, they're still there. They're still going to get their money. And in the end, they get it all.
You're fucking warned. Don't ever go over my fucking head again. You motherfucker, you.
That's how it works. And that's what I had to say tonight, folks. I had to say it. I had to get it out of my system because it was bottling up in me because I'm like, I'm seeing this thing and I'm like, I can't be the only one seeing this. I can't be the only one. And like I said, this is not just Xbox. I'm pointing out Xbox because it just happens to be today. right? Next week, if the GTA bundles come out, we see what that's like. I'll be back on this microphone on Tuesday night ripping the shit out of them about the exact same fucking thing. Right? But today, Microsoft's in the crosshairs because today would have been the day I was playing Forza Horizon on this channel, but not for that price. Absolutely not. I absolutely flat out refuse. And I will talk about that on XNC on Monday, by the way. I will be bringing that shit up, and I'm going to watch Colt's face go white.
Yeah!
Because I'm not going to, listen, man, I'm not going to hide the truth. I'm not going to be nice. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be me, and I'm always going to be authentic. I'm going to be genuine. And authenticity, man, it's the currency of the future, and it always will be. And I will say it like it is. And then when I get down there, I will say it in a very nice way. But if it comes up in conversation, I'll say, no, your pre whatever the hell premium prices are egregious for us Canadians. If Americans want to pay $50, let them, whatever. But $90 for me? No, not a fucking chance. I'm like, why are you guys charging so much? I will ask them right to their face. I go, do you not find that to be a little unreasonable that I could just buy the entire game for $9, but you want me to pay $9 less and not even get the fucking game? I still have to subscribe another $30 into your Game Pass on top of that, so you just got $120 out of me for one game. And tell me to my face that $70 is enough or Game Pass is enough to sustain you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing that. That's the way I see it. Thank you guys for listening. Now, let's get into some community questions, and then we're going to sign off for the night. And we got Glinza coming up, dropping a $5 super chat. Let's go, Glinza! Ah, yeah. Let's go, Glinza. Thank you so much for all the support tonight, man. You've been legendary. And he says, for $5 US, he says, Crimson Desert, Resident Evil Requiem, Pragmata, Sorrows, 4 Game of the Year contenders. I agree. In May, you think the Keeleys will bump up the nominees from 6 to 7 or 8? Well, that's not up to him, by the way. Just so you guys know, maybe I should make this abundantly clear to everybody. Keeley does not make the nominations. He created nominations, but he doesn't choose what games go in there. He doesn't choose who wins. He doesn't choose what game. There is literally a committee of all the people in the gaming industry, including Phil Spencer and like Sarah Bond and now Asha and like all these people, they vote on what games go in and how many games go in. Keeley doesn't do that. She is listening. 100% she's listening. Well, you know what? She better be listening. And I'm not trying to be a prick about it. I'm really not. But I'm not happy. Hey, Pelapeptides, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you in the chat, man. I haven't seen you in a minute. Using reward points, that's like putting a Band-Aid on a bullet wound, bro. Can't rely on shit like that. You can't rely on shit like that because that's just like that's ignoring the problem. That's ignoring the problem, and that's why I'm not happy about it. That's not. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you do the points thing, and that works. I know some people who do it. Like I know my buddy, Mr. Boomstick XL. Go sub to his channel, man. He's a lovely human being, and I can't wait to meet Boom in about 3 weeks. Finally, after 5 years on the mic with that man. Although I haven't done a show with him in the last year, but let's say 4.5 years of him and I on the mic together, we finally meet in person for the first time. I'm so excited. Yes, it'll be lovely. Right? So yeah, like I know he does like a lot of the point stuff and whatever else. I'm like, hey, dude, man, whatever works, man. You know what I mean? But that shouldn't be our business model as consumers, brother. We should be asking for, why are you charging so much? You know what I mean? And because then if they turn around and be like, just use your point, your points or whatever. I'd be like, no, that's fine. We can do that as consumers, but like I think that's avoiding the problem. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's the way I see it. Creed, yes, and as well on the Game Awards, 5% are actual gamers. They get a little bit of whatever, and then they get a 5% of the vote or whatever. But the rest of them are a committee. It has nothing to do with Keeley, and Keeley's actually talked about that. And I mean, like, and he's actually openly said, he's like, guys, I don't pick the games. Like, I don't pick the winners. I don't pick the games because he hosts the show. He's not like the Wizard of Oz. Like, he's not. He's not running the whole thing. He's not like he's going, I'm going to make this the winner. Like, he doesn't do any of that. It's actually a committee, an academy, just like the Academy Awards. They choose. He got nothing to do with that. And I'm not even sure if he can vote. And even if he votes, that's one vote. You've got thousands of people voting. Thousands of industry people vote on those things. It's not just him. It's not like his vote counts more than anybody else. So let's just say every time it's a PlayStation game or it's a Kojima game or whatever, that's not going to sway like the entire... If that person won, it was overwhelming. Unless he was like the swing vote, which is so insanely rare. It's like 1 in a billion chance that he would be a swing vote. You know what I'm saying? Or just wait. You know, is an option. Yeah. Waiting is an option. Oh, CDB. I'm sure he has his fingers in the production, in the advertising, in everything else that goes with it. As for the voting, he doesn't. He votes. That's it. He has no other interference. But I mean, at that point, you could blame you could blame fucking Bowser from who retired from Nintendo. You could blame him. You could blame Reggie Fils-Aimé. You could blame Phil Spencer. You could blame those guys. It's the same thing. It's one vote. Now, if he angles his show a certain way, well, that's up to the advertisers. That's the other thing. It's like if there's a lot of Sony trailers or there or whatever else, they paid. And I mean, the way I look at it, if they paid me and I was putting on a show, guess what? Whoever's got the money, fine. Then it's a Sony show. Fuck you. They're paying the advertising money. But so does Microsoft. Microsoft pays them a lot of money too. I mean, look at when Phil Spencer went out and did the Series X presentation in, 2019? Right? They had to pay for that. Listen, man, if I'm a producer of a show and I need to make millions of dollars, not only to just cover the costs of what I've already done, plus I'm going to be making millions of dollars for myself, guess what? Whoever's got the cash, come forward, baby. That's what a producer is. A producer is a whore. They're going to take whatever cash they can get. But as for the voting, he's got one vote. That's it. But other than that, he has no interference because the Academy, I'm calling it the Academy, folks. That's not what it's called, but I'm calling it. They control the votes, not him. He's got nothing to do with it. Nor does he got, Oh, that's fine. I mean, if he's a pony, that's totally cool. That's his business.
Ponies and ponies and ponies and ponies.
You just wanted to hear the song, CDB. You just wanted to hear the song. Pella's in the chat. He's saying the DLC times 2 are quality. The car packs and weekly cars are cool too. Yeah. No, dude, I'm not doubting what you're getting. I'm not doubting what you're getting in Forza 6. I'm not doubting that at all, brother. I'm just saying $90 is a little... you know what I'm saying? It's a little much, man. And by the way, for the record, I'm not really defending him, Keeley, or whatever. I'm just saying that's just the reality of it. He tries his best to be like, guys, I don't sway the votes of what they vote for. He's like, I just run a show, but it's okay. Hey, Muhammad, how you doing, man? Hey, Z Birdman, where you been? He goes, Meg. No, Z Birdman, do not do that. Do not do that. Listen, I'm literally actively telling you, Z Birdman. I am literally actively telling you not to do it. And I'll tell you why, brother. I'll tell you why. I really appreciate it. And you guys, this is an actual first, okay? You're hearing it right here in the show. I am turning away money because I'm telling you right now, I actually care about you guys. I really do. I'm not being facetious. I'm not being funny. And I'm not being some fake fucking grifter. I'm 100% serious. I'm not going to be available to play tonight. I'm not going to be available to play tomorrow. Sunday and Monday, I'm up north. So I'm actually not really back in. I'm gonna be home for parts of the weekend, but I'm not actually gonna be able to play. My whole point was I wanted to play tonight, and then I was gonna play portable when I was up north or whatever else, and then you know what I mean, be able to fart around a little bit here and there, at night or something like that. If I'm not sitting by the bonfire, by the lake or whatever, you know what I'm saying. And so, yeah, don't do it. But I appreciate the Birdman. I appreciate it. Because by the time I actually have time, because in Canada, by the way, folks, I know some of you guys don't know, but in Canada, it's a long weekend. So there's a lot going on here. May 2-4 weekend's a big deal up here. It's almost as big as the Canada Day weekend. Actually, it's bigger than Canada Day weekend. So, Z Birdman, do yourself a favor, brother. Save your money. Save it. Save it, save it, save it, save it. Don't spend it on me. Save it. But if you want to buy me something down the road, I won't say no. I won't say no. Yeah. I don't want you to waste your money on that. You save your money. Don't worry about it. I was bitching because it was tonight. Like, I mean, like the whole point, like I said, I wanted to stream tonight, and then I was going to, like I said, play a portable over the weekend when I'm away. But I'm not going to be home to do it. So, like, if I got the premium now that, like, the night is essentially over or whatever else, it'd be just a waste. Because then I won't be able to play till Tuesday anyhow. So I'm just like, nah, fuck it. I'm just going to leave it. But I still wanted it, like, to be able to have and then be able to, like I said, play it on the road. But yes, no. So Z Birdman, stop. 007, PS Vet. Well, 007 is day one on the channel, and Lego Batman is day one on the channel. However, I'm starting to have some, like, I mean, there's only so many games I can play in a week because they're like, oh, there's going to be early access for Lego Batman. And I'm like, 2 days before Lego Batman, I was going to be streaming Forza with the maggots. You know, say, hey, Taylor Ray, how you doing, man? So, like, I was going to play Forza with you guys. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to pay for the early access for Lego Batman if I'm going to be playing Forza with you guys. Because I like to play Forza on Wednesday, a little bit on Thursday. You know what I mean? Like, have some fun. Oh, CDB. He goes, Mag, that Xbox hoodie you had in the videos yesterday, where did you get that? I actually got it. Where the hell did I get it? Oh, I got it from, I got it from GameStop, bro. I got it from GameStop. Hey, Noof Nookem's in the house. Let's go! Even though I put a donation sound. Thank you. And Z Birdman says in the chat, he goes, I'll keep that in mind, Meg. And he goes, you're the real deal, man. Most would have taken me up on that one regardless. Just gain more respect than ever from me, bro. Mag keeps it 100. Fuck, dude, you want to make me cry tonight? Come on, man. Don't do that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Yes. No, I will. Listen, man. It's okay, Z Birdman. I understood what you said. Dude, when you read so many chats and, like, there's, like, spelling mistakes, you kind of, like, you get so good at it, you almost become professional of being able to actually just, like, figure out what they're actually trying to say, like, because some of the words. You become a professional. It's pretty funny. Yeah. Yeah. No, dude, listen, man. I really meant that. I'm not going to, like, I would feel guilty about that. I'd be like, no, man, I'm not taking his money. I'm not taking, no, save your money. Save your money. I would not take that from anybody in the, like, because, yeah, you're right. A lot of people out there would just fucking take your cash and be like, yeah, whatever, man, and then not play it. And that ain't cool, brother. That ain't cool. I'm not going to, I would never do that to anybody, and especially wouldn't do that to a maggot. I know that sounds so funny by saying a maggot. Mag is one of the real legit podcasts. Thank you, brother. Oh, Noof Nookem's a dear friend, man. He's a dear friend. Noof, I can't wait to see you again, man. I'm assuming it'll have to wait till November. Because I don't think you're coming in the summer. If you were coming in the summer, I probably would have heard about it by now. Anyways, Xbox hoodie. Hold on. Series. Because it's a Series X hoodie specifically. And it might be a very limited edition because I just went, like, online and it's not there. I did buy my wife something that she really liked, by the way. It was, have you seen, like, the that Xbox, like, a one-piece pajama thing? And it's, like, got these big pockets. This is really funny. It's got big pockets for controllers, so you can put controllers in the pockets, and it's a giant, like, Xbox pajama onesie. It's pretty funny. Anyways, the thing is, she doesn't put controllers in there. Because she plays. Hey, Danny Passion, how you doing, man? Q Max, what's up? You're finally at the end of Pragmata. Nice, buddy. Oh, you're not doing the June shows. Okay, so November. November it is, brother. I'll be anxiously anticipating your arrival back in Niagara Falls, my friend. So, she doesn't put controllers in there because she plays on the PlayStation. She's all pony, right? So, but you know what she does do? Because those pockets are so big on the pajama one piece. The cat's go in it. I swear to God. So, like, she'll be sitting there and, like, the fucking cats, like my little Sphinx cats, will, like, be in the pockets with just their head sticking up like a marsupial. It's actually pretty funny. It's pretty hilarious. Mohammed's asking in the chat. He goes, I have a question. Why Xbox not putting player count on the Xbox Series? You know what? Actually, that is a good question, Mohammed. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. Emperor Hound. What did you say? Emperor Hound, I'll get back to that in a minute. It is a good question, Mohammed, and I'll tell you what it's all about. I think they won't do a player count because then, you know how they don't, give out sales numbers and like subscriber numbers and all that other kind of shit that they do because, you know, for investor reasons, because they don't want people to see like exactly what's going on. I think that's got, you know, I think that might be it. That might be the reason. So the thing is, if they start showing player numbers and everything else or whatever, that is basically for them the same as showing Game Pass subscribers, sales numbers, all that kind of stuff, because they can kind of, you know, get a deeper glimpse as to what's going on, whether it's good or whether it's bad. But because they don't disclose any of that information, I don't think you'll ever see it over there, brother. That's my guess. I'm saying that because they don't disclose information, I don't think that they're going to be as transparent about that kind of stuff. Now, I could be 100% wrong, and they change that. They're like, if Sony's doing it, we're doing it, so we could see how many people are out there or whatever. Maybe that gives a boost to the community. Maybe that has whatever. But I saw some of the numbers already were pretty fucking staggering, man. It was like 4.9 million people were playing Call of Duty last week on PlayStation 5 specifically. I was like, wow, still? And this Call of Duty was shit. So, were they all playing that, or were they? Does that include Warzone? I would imagine that means other. Does that mean like an amalgamation of all the titles? Like, what the hell does that even mean? You know what I mean? Like, I would love a little more clarity, but the thing is, you won't get clarity. And the reason why you won't get clarity, because Sony doesn't want to do the same. Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo, they will give some information, but they don't want you to have a bird's eye view of all the information. The only way you're going to get all that information is if you work there. Anyways, to answer that question about the Xbox hoodie I was wearing, I'll show it to you in a minute. Give me a second. Let me just take a 2-second break. I'll go get that hoodie and you can take a look at it. All right? Give me a second. All right. So here it is. So the front of it just says this. That's the Project Scarlet one. It's got like the little like whatever QR code on it or whatever. That's the front. And the back, this is really cool. The back is actually really cool. And even if you don't like Xbox, it's actually really cool like hoodie anyway. I love this hoodie. The back shows a Series X. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it. It's pretty cool, eh? So that's the back of the jersey. A jersey, Jesus. It's the back of the hoodie. So the back of the hoodie is... That's the back of the hoodie. And I bought it at GameStop. It was just there, like sitting there. And I'm like, oh, that looks really nice. So I'm like, I tried it on. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I wear that hoodie all the time, man. I love it. It's like one of my favorite. Even on a comfort level, it is super comfortable. Like super comfortable. Like I'm just like, oh, it's so nice. Like the hoodie's nice. And like I put it up when I'm driving to school and I'm driving to school. driving the kids to school and I'm hungover after MAGGCAST. Thanks to all of you. And I'm like driving the kids to school hungover. I'm like, all right, get out of the car, guys. Have a good day at school. I'll see you tonight. And I got like the hoodie up because I don't want any of the light in my face. It's pretty funny. They live like 1 kilometer away, so it's, you know, I don't have to drive too far, but still, it's kind of funny. Yeah, anyway, I love that hoodie. Unfortunately, I don't know where the hell you would get that. Like I said, it's a Project Scarlet hoodie that they just happened. It just like I walked into GameStop and it was just sitting there. Like, you know how like have like a little section where they have like T-shirts and shit like that, and you know what I mean, like some hats, and you could buy like a, you know, Mario slippers or some shit. And then there was this hoodie just sitting there for like $30, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here! Like $30 for that is really nice. So I put it on and it was beautiful. Yeah. Maggot's not a GameStop. Sell me the one you have. CDP. And, dude, I love that thing. I love it. And you know what I've been like kind of like fantasizing, but it's never happened. It's never happened. My fantasy is that someone comes up to me and says, "Hey man, where'd you get that jersey?" I'd be like, "I work for Xbox." I'm a top level executive for Microsoft. And then just walk away like I'm all like really cool and shit. Just to be funny, just to like be funny, to be like, oh cool, that guy works there. You know what's really weird though, by the way, speaking of which, so my son had a soccer game last week, right? I think it was was it Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday. I can't remember what day it was. Wednesday or Thursday, whatever. Anyway, a soccer game. No, it was Monday, I think, and I forgot to talk about it on MAGGCAST. So I'm on the sidelines, right? My son is there. My son's team is there, and like he's on the field, and I'm like kind of like, you know, watching the game or whatever and all that shit, right? And anyhow, these kids turn around, and they're like staring at me, like just like this, like children of the corn. They're like, and I'm like, the fuck are these kids staring at, right? And I'm just like, what the hell are these guys staring at? And then one of them looked, and then I looked, and I made eye contact with one of them, and then he goes, "Hey man, we watch your videos. You're really good." I'm like, oh, I'm like, it's weird. I'm like, that's awesome. And I'm like, I hope you don't watch MAGGCAST. I don't mind you guys watching the videos, because my videos, I don't swear. I'm very, you know, it's all safe for work stuff. It's clean. You know what I mean? Because you know, there's advertising involved, and if you start with that stuff, like, you know, advertisers have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a whole thing. And so my videos, I'm like, oh, I'm like, thank you very much. I really appreciate that you guys watch my videos. And I didn't even know who the hell they were. They were just kids from his school. And I was like, wow, that's got to be kind of weird. Like that other kids in the playground are like, hey, I watch your dad on like YouTube and stuff. And they're like, yeah, your videos are really good. I really like them and stuff. I'm like, oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And then, and then in my head, all I can think of was like, please God, don't watch MAGGCAST. Please God, don't watch MAGGCAST. Because then all of a sudden I'm sitting here going, yeah, shove it up your fucking ass. And like all this other stuff I'm saying. And like, can you imagine the parents would be like, he's one of the parents in the school? Well, we can't have that, can we? It's ridiculous. It's inappropriate for minors.
What an idiot. Oh, what a loser.
You know what I mean?
It's all part of the plan.
But either way, I'm like, hey man, watch the videos, don't watch MAGGCAST, all right, kids? Oh dear Lord in heaven, ladies and gentlemen, we have something that just happened here. I can't even believe this. I just looked over and I saw a gigantic red.
It is unavoidable. It is your destiny.
Ladies and gentlemen, PS Vet has dropped $100 super chat. Let's fucking go! PS Vet, you absolute legend. Dude, you were out of control. You're even gonna get a little Asha in there. Let's go, get a little Asha. You unlocked a rare achievement. Unbelievable. And in fact, I'll give you the pony song just because the pony song. Let's go, pony song for everybody. Ponies across the board, let's go. Oh.
Great disturbance.
You can get one of those.
Force. I have felt it.
PS Vet, $100 super chat! Hey! Hey, PS Vet, Jesus, thank you so much, dude. I am blown away by the generosity, my friend. You're absolutely amazing, and you've been such a huge supporter of the channel from day one. It's actually been pretty amazing. Thank you so much, brother. And for $100, he says, I know you don't want the game. And it's not that. It's not that I don't want the game. I want the game. I just didn't want to take advantage of one of ours. You know what I'm saying? And he says, but here's a bit of love for not wanting the game. He goes, we love you, and the sky is the limit, my friend. Before you know it, you'll be able to provide for you and your family doing what you love most, hanging with the maggots and gaming. Dude, I would fucking give almost anything for that. Almost anything. Thank you so much, PS Vet. And you know what? Every single one of you, even if you only hit the like button, you're helping me out to get there. And thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you, man. And of course, you could DM me anytime, brother. We haven't talked in a minute. Thank you so much, guys. And thank you all. Thank you, PS Vet. Thank you. And we got Squishy coming in, becoming a top-tier maggot as well. Let's go. Unbelievable. Thank you so much, Squishy. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. And, of course, now that you become a maggot, now that you're a member of the channel.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
Welcome to hell, Squishy. You can't get out. You can't get out. You're in it for life, buddy. And let me tell you something. We will all be the better for it. We will all be that. We will all be blessed by the gaming gods. Thank you. Whew. Jeez. Creed Blaster, I'm going to come. PS Vet, I know you're a Sony pony, so you're going to get another song. You're going to get another song just for that. There you go, buddy. Thank you so much, man. And Squishy, PS Vet, thank you guys for all the support, man. I can't do this without you guys. Absolutely amazing. Whew. Anybody got any other questions before I sign off for the evening? Because I was just about to sign off for the night. Ask me anything you want. Yeah, PS Vet, to answer your question, not to answer your question, but to reiterate what you just said, I absolutely want, this is what I love the most. And you know the thing is, in this community, not just this community, PS Vet, is I literally 1979, and I'm not even gonna lie. 1979, I sat down and my aunt and uncle had one of those wood-paneled Pongs, right? I looked at it, and I'm like, what's that? I was 4. And I remember it. This is the crazy thing. I remember it. Like, clear as day. There are a lot of 4-year-olds running around, shitting their pants, doing whatever. And like, you don't remember. Now, mind you, I don't remember everything that happened when I was 4. Like, I don't remember all the details. But that I remembered. Like, as clear as day. As clear as crystal. And I'm like, what is that? And they're like, oh, it's a game thing. And they turned on the TV, and it was like on Channel 3. I remember that. You had to put it on Channel 3 and all that shit. Right? And then I just see these 2 bars, right? And I see the ball going back and forth. I'm like, and they show me, oh, you turn the knob. And I'm like, what? What is this? What is this new toy? You couldn't rip me off this fucking thing. I was playing it nonstop. And every time we went to my aunt and uncle's house, pew! Straight downstairs, right to the Pong, my brother and I. And I became obsessed with video games. Next video game I played, Asteroids in the arcade. I don't have it here, but I'm just saying. I just pointed my arcade cabinets. 1982, which, by the way, I cried when I got the cabinet. Literally cried. Miss Pac-Man. Miss Pac-Man was my favorite video game of all time for like years and years and years. I love Miss Pac-Man. And, I played all the other ones, as you can see here. Dragon's Lair, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighters back there, Big Buck Hunters on the other side. I'm also a big pinball fan. And, then, of course, the gaming, right? The Nintendos and the PlayStations and the Xboxes and the Segas and the this and the that and the whatever and the PC stuff and, King's Quest in the 80s and all that shit. Police Quest, Space Quest, King's Quest being number 1, Leisure Suit Larry. I was playing all those on PC and then, of course, the consoles and whatever. And I'm 51 years old, guys. Ian Storm, what's going on, buddy? Nice to see you, man. I'm 51 years old. And it hasn't left. In fact, it's getting worse. My obsession is getting worse. And I'm like, and I've done a lot of things. I've been literally, I've been like an executive chef, a master chef for like damn near 30 years, guys. And and I'm really good at what I do. Really good. Well, I don't do it anymore, but I'm really good at what I did for like 3 decades. Incredible. All the things I've cooked with all different people from all over the world. I've cooked every cuisine you could possibly imagine from every corner of this planet. I've done all this and that and whatever, and I've succeeded. I've reached the top echelons of like the highest positions I could get in that industry and everything else or whatever. But at the end of it all, this is what I always came home to, besides my family, you know what I mean? This is what I always came back to, and came back to, and came back to, and came back to. And then I realized, I'm like, Meg, what the fuck are you doing? You need to be doing this, man. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there. But I know that this is my destiny. I know it.
It is unavoidable. It is your destiny.
That's right. Thank you, Emperor Palpatine. And we got Captain Jack in the house. He goes, Mag, do you play Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection? I do not play the collection. I play the arcade. And of course I play like the console ones. I never got into Mortal Kombat 1. I don't like this idea, by the way, with the Mortal Kombat situation. You go, greetings from the captain. Good seeing you on a Friday night. Well, it's good to see you too, Captain. I appreciate you being here. I don't like this idea of like the secondary character like there. You know what I mean? Like this 2-on-2. Just give me one on one. That's it. 1-on-1. I don't need like if I'm like Noob Saibot and I'm fighting Liu Kang. I don't need like Kano sitting on my back. Like every time I do a move, then all of a sudden Kano shows up and does his laser. It's stupid. Get that shit out of there. That was for like Marvel versus Capcom and like leave it there. Like back in the 90s and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like the secondary character would jump in. I don't need that with my Mortal Kombat. I just want Mortal Kombat. 1-on-1. That's it. Mortal Kombat X was like possibly one of the best Mortal Kombats I've played since like Mortal Kombat 3. That's how good that game was. I loved it. But the later ones, I started falling off. Mortal Kombat 11 was good, but it wasn't as good as X. X was my absolute favorite. I played the living shit out of that game. Actually, you know who I was really good with in Mortal Kombat X? And I mean, I was unstoppable is what I was trying to say. Jason Voorhees from like Friday the 13th. I used to play it because I bought the DLC for that. And I just couldn't stop playing with that. I was so good at that character. It was incredible. Yeah, loved it. Am I playing Fire Elite 2? I didn't like Fire Elite 1. Deceiver. I didn't even like... I mean, it was okay. I think I played it on Game Pass, if I'm not mistaken. Like, I think Fire Team Elite was on there. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there was another Aliens game I was thinking of, but there was another Alien game where you're running around and just shooting shit, whatever, kind of like a Gears of War thing, just not nearly as good. So I'm not really sure. Replaced, I did. I'm about 3 hours into Replaced right now. It's okay, but it's not. I agree with you, Magnum. It's not really for me. The first hour was boring as shit, and then it got good. And then now it's back to boring, and I'm like, listen, man, I appreciate the artwork, I appreciate like the visuals, I appreciate like the setting, and all that kind of stuff. It's just not really grabbing me. But I mean, I'm about 3 hours in, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Daniel McCarthy, yeah, you're not wrong. He says Jason was OP with some of those unblockables. Yeah, like if you did a specific move, you can actually like walk through like power moves and stuff. It was actually kind of cool. Mortal Kombat versus DC was actually really good, Creed. I really enjoyed that, man. Emperor Hound, Killer Instinct, never liked it. I never liked it back in the day, and I never liked even the remake on the Xbox One. I played it, but I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I don't like that, like the ultimate combo. Like, this is not my thing. Someone asked me about this FSR thing. Listen, man, I actually don't know what that's all about. And you guys know I'm not the tech guy, okay? I'm a business guy. And I'm a corporate guy, but the tech shit, that's all Colt. So he's going to have to figure that one out. I saw something about it, but I never read it. I'm just like, all right, I'll let somebody Cole's notes it to me one day, and I'll figure it out. But like all that stuff. And someone else actually asked in the chat. QMax, thanks so much for stopping by, man. I appreciate you. What the fuck was I going to say? Oh, yeah, someone was saying that they were considering cutting from 36 gigs of RAM to 24 gigs of RAM. That's not confirmed. However, they're toying with the idea to try and cut down on the price because of RAM right now. Now, the thing is, when it comes to the PlayStation 6, specifically, that was what the question was referring to. I do know this much, is that once you make your deal with AMD or whoever you're working with to get your chipsets and everything else done, you can't back out of the deal. Big Boy Barry, ultra combo. You can't back out of the deal. Otherwise, it's going to cost you hundreds of millions of dollars in penalties. Okay? Because they're making all the parts. And you can't go to them afterwards and be like, yeah, listen, we're delaying another year. They'll be like, no, you're not. You're making this fucking thing. Hey, Itchy, how's it going, man? Well, normally I do Friday Night Live where we game and talk or whatever. But tonight, there are reasons if you rewind or scroll back to the beginning of the show, you'll understand why I'm not playing Forza Horizon 6 tonight, because they were asking for too much money. Maverick, no, I have not an ounce of news of Fallout 3. However, now that you mention it, brother, you might see that at the summer showcase, or I might see it at the summer showcase, because I'll be sitting there watching. So you never know. We'll find out. Alex is asking, do I recommend the new Steam controller? I heard it's very good. It looks kind of funny. Like, I don't like the pads in the front, but apparently it's quite good. That's what I'm hearing. So anyways, that RAM situation. The thing is, they can't not put the PS6 in production. So when they say things like, oh, well, we don't... Listen, they said that about the PS5. You guys remember that shit? And then I was on board with that too. I was like first starting podcasting back in those days, like 6 years ago now. And I was just like, where the fuck is the PS5? There's like, where's this PS5? Where's this PS5? I remember that started the trend a little while on social media. Where's PS5? PS5 ain't coming. Sony doesn't know what's going on. They knew the whole fucking time. You got to understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to get people to buy the PS5s, and they're not going to talk about the PS6 until after GTA 6 is out. Why? Because they're hoping, not with the price increases, that's their own fucking problem. That's a really stupid thing for Sony to do. But, I talked about that Tuesday night. The thing is, at the end of the day, they'll wait till 2027 in January or February. You know why? Because they want you to buy all the PS5s up, because GTA 6 and Call of Duty are current gen only. They don't want people going, oh, there's a PS6 coming out in a year? Oh, 11 months from now? Oh, you know what? I'll just wait. They don't want that. They want all the people who haven't adopted a PS5, they want them to buy them now. So they're going to play the song and dance. By the way, if anybody thinks whatever, go back to late 2019 and you'll see that Sony did the exact same thing then. They literally, like almost word for word, the same shit that they're saying now, saying, well, we're not really sure about the PS5 or when it's coming. They know exactly when it's coming out. They wanted at that time, they wanted people to still buy the PS4. Why? Because at that time, the PS4 hadn't even released Last of Us 2 or Ghost of Tsushima. So they wanted people to buy more PS4s for those games and support that as long as humanly possible, and then talk about the PS5. And now they're doing the exact same thing with PS6. They can't back out of it. Colin Moriarty was talking about it the other day. They can't, and I know that as a fact. By the way, it's not just him saying it. I'm not going off his word. I'm just saying I know as a fact as well that you cannot back out of those deals. They have to make the consoles. So they're all, you know what I mean? Magnum, the PS6 is coming in 2027. They're not delaying nothing. Because, or if they were to delay it, hold on, let's meet halfway here. If they were to delay it, they have to produce them and box them and have them ready. Then they have to have them sitting in a warehouse. But they have to make them. Grandpa Barbecue, thank you for the support, brother. Thank you for being here. And go enjoy the footy, brother. Enjoy. And I wait for Magnum's abuse. You guys are going to argue about Australian soccer, right? Okay. Or you're talking about Australian rules football. I'm not really sure. Because when you say footy, I mean, a lot of people in the UK say footy. They're talking about soccer. But you never know. It could be Australian rules football for all the hell I know. Well, that's the thing, Magnum. There was a little blurb about it the other day where what's-his-face from Sony was talking about it. He says, well, we're not really sure when the PS6 is going to come out. We have to re-examine this and that or whatever, and the prices. They're not re-examining nothing. They want everybody to buy a PS5 because they literally want to maximize PS5 sales because of Call of Duty being current gen only and GTA 6 being only available on a PS5. Aussie rules? Okay, there you go. I'm telling you, that's exactly what they did. And like I said, it's the same playbook they did in the PS4 to PS5 and the PS3 to the PS4. It's the same fucking play. But the thing is, people have short memories, brother. People have short memories. They don't remember or whatever. You know, maybe they weren't around for the PS3. I don't know. I'm just saying. It's literally the same play from the same playbook. And because I'm old enough to literally see the pattern, it's called pattern recognition. They're doing the exact same fucking thing. But I know why on a business level why they're doing it, because like I said, they're maximizing the sales of the PS5. However, they also shot themselves in the dick by raising the price of the PS5 to something that's that's somewhat unaffordable for a lot of people, which is a stupid fucking move. Yeah, Deceiver, you're not wrong. That's what they do. PS Fetcher said, I subbed to PC Game Pass. I'm not going to buy Forza Horizon. Not because I can't, but because fuck them. Yeah. I'm not happy about what they charge for that, dude. Oh, that's right. Sorry. And Mohammed, yes, you're right. Sorry. I forgot about that. Wolverine and Phantom Blade Zero. Now, Phantom Blade Zero, listen, I'm looking forward to that game, but I have a feeling that's going to be big in Asia. Very much like Black Myth Wukong. I don't know if you guys know this, but Black Myth Wukong sold like 24 million copies, and nobody talked about that. You know why? Because a lot of those sales were in China. China.
Do not come.
But they were in China.
Do not come.
China.
I'm gonna come.
China. A lot of the sales were in China. So it really wasn't talked about. I think that Phantom Blade Zero might sell decently here. I don't think it's going to sell great here, to be quite honest. I think it'll be okay. But I think it's going to have a huge impact over in the Asian market. That's my guess. And it'll be a very wildly successful game over there. But yeah, but that also includes you got to buy PS5s to play the game over there, which a lot of people, by the way, in China did that and bought PS5s in China, and their sales went up even higher. There you go, right? And Wolverine's going to be a system seller. Absolutely going to be a system seller. And then you've got Call of Duty. That's a system seller. GTA 6, without question, a system seller, right? So why would they keep hammering PS6 into the conversation? I've seen this before, guys. I've seen this rodeo many times before, and I'm telling you, this is exactly what's going to happen. Thank you, Hal, for joining the channel, brother, and thank you for being here tonight, man. I really appreciate you, brother. Go get some sleep. And actually, I'm probably going to do the same thing. I'm actually not, well, yeah, I am going to be actually getting to sleep because I got a very busy day of drinking, smoking, and eating tomorrow. My first guests are arriving around 1 p.m. and I still got to set up the basement and I got to set up the places for them to sleep and everything else is ready, man. The fire pit is ready. The deck is ready. The tunes are ready. Everything else is ready to ride. The beer's in the fridge, nice and cold. And then, by the way, guys, don't forget, I was going to say, on Tuesday, I'm going to reveal my Vietnamese Cobra snake wine that my cousin brought back from Vietnam. I'm not opening the fucking thing because apparently word is that even months later, sometimes those snakes are still alive in there and they pop out of the jar. Swear to God, you can look that shit up on on Google. There's like stories about it. It's pretty scary. It's pretty scary. So anyways, I'll show you the bottle though. It's I can't wait to get it. So I'm gonna get it tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna have the bottle and it's gonna be there. I'll put it right up on the screen. You can see like the big cobra head and stuff like inside. It's like a full snake inside the bottle. And the thing is, what they claim, is that the alcohol neutralizes the poison of the snake, so you don't die. Right? And they're like, so everybody's, of course, the question is, everybody's like, so you're gonna drink it? I'm like, no. I'm like, I'm not even gonna open it. You think I'm going to even open that fucking thing with even the threat of that thing still being alive in there? And it jumps out? And then on top of that, if the thing happens to be dead and it's in this bottle, you think I'm going to take the other chance of like the poison not being neutralized by the alcohol and then die? No, thank you. Not doing any of that shit. But I am going to show you guys the bottle on MAGGCAST. So I'm very excited for that. I'm so excited, yeah. It's gonna look so good on my bar, like like just sitting there. I wonder if my cats are gonna be staring at it, just be like, "What the fuck is that?" You know what I mean? But anyways, all right, folks. Listen, thank you guys all for joining me this special episode. We're at the 2.5 hour mark, but yes, we're signing off. But thank you so much for joining me for this. And yes, this was exciting. You know what? Maybe once in a while when I don't have a game to play, we'll do that. We'll do a bonus MAGCast on a Friday instead of just the game streams or whatever else. And seems to be quite popular. Then we'll see how it goes in the future, man. But I really enjoy doing this because, like I said, even though I had a 2-hour podcast on Monday, a 6.5-hour podcast on Tuesday, turns out I still had another 2.5 hours of shit to say. And I also dropped 4 videos this week. So it was a hell of a week. Yeah, Muhammad, I did see that. Yeah, that's not happening. Hey, Greg, how's it going, man? Greg, he's like, don't take a chance on dying. We need you to review all the great games for the rest of the year. Yeah, I got a lot of reviews to do coming up as well. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of reviews coming up. So, but anyways, all right, guys, listen, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys for all the generosity and for that monster super chat, by the way, from PS Vet. Super appreciate that. And guys, thank you guys all for the new channel members who've joined in, people who've renewed their channel memberships, everybody else who super chatted, and everybody else who just happened to be here and be in the conversation and hit that like button and all that jazz. That helps out immensely. But across the board, I love you guys. You're absolutely amazing. And for any of my Canadian friends out there, enjoy the long weekend. It is the Victoria Day weekend, the May 2-4 weekend for us Canadians. And then, of course, we will say I won't say happy, but everybody have a safe Memorial Day weekend next weekend for my American friends. But either way, stay magnificent. Have a great weekend, everybody. And I'll see you all on Monday night for XNC Podcast. All right. Thank you, guys, and have a great night.